Yar me Haiti. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Salty Nerd Podcast live stream on Tuesday. My mustache is looking fun. I am hopped up on way too many Monster Energy drinks, and we're here to talk about Mission Impossible. Super excited. Very happy to be here. Thank you all for joining us. Shout out to the chat. We got Dr. Farnsworth in here. Mock Anthony Penny, as always, is in here. Inside All Day Podcast, this player 2 has entered the chat. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who supports this live stream. We love doing this on Tuesdays as we wind down our recording day. So thank you all for being here. Matt Vader, what's up, dude?
So what we're doing?
How you doing, buddy?
We're winding down.
Well, we just got done recording for what?
I feel like I'm just finally
just getting started.
Just getting in the groove.
Yeah.
So I can do like a 4-hour live stream.
Never seen Alex this hairy. No. What's up, Anima?
Yeah.
How you doing? Yeah, look at me. I'm doing just fine over here.
Yar.
Yar.
Yar. I got my little thingy going. What can I do that?
My beard is officially longer than Matt Vader's.
No, it's not.
It totally is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. 100%.
Makes me want to grow a beard.
Look at that.
No,
What's up, Nadia?
Don't do that.
How you doing, Nadia?
Fun.
Jude,
Hi.
did you do something with your hair?
Yeah,
It's
Jude.
not right.
What happened? Yeah, Nadia is here filling in for Jude because Jude hates live streams.
And loves her son.
What is going on? How you doing, Nadia?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this. I was very surprised how much I enjoyed Mission Impossible.
Yeah, you said it overtook one of your other favorite movies this year.
Yes, it did.
That's surprising
Yeah.
because you're like a huge fan of D&D.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
As always, producing the show, Matthew Cadish is also here. What's up, dude?
Yeah, I was also surprised at how much I enjoyed this new Mission Impossible movie. Like, I've always liked the Mission Impossible movies, but I feel like before, like 4 and 5 were kind of like
I've never seen them.
And 6 was pretty good, but this movie was just like, especially compared to all the other crap that's out in the box office right now.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Summer box office rests on the shoulders of Tom Cruise.
The bar is so low right now for movies that we're like, even a mediocre action movie, we're like, yeah, man, that was great.
I did really enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I really missed and what this movie needed to make it just the cream of the crop, doves.
Slow motion.
It needed some slow motion doves.
I thought you were gonna say boobs for a minute.
It needed some doves flying off into the air.
And it needed like Tom Cruise with long hair breathing deeply into the camera.
Yeah,
doves. Needed doves.
My goodness.
Needed some fucking John Woo.
Needed some John fucking Woo. Here you go. Demonetized. We're done. Okay.
We're 3 minutes in. I think we're cool.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
We have been getting our streams instantly demonetized lately.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on with the YouTube algorithm. Before we get into Mission Impossible,
it's Vader's fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah, you actually did a little bit of
about
investigating into it. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, I wouldn't call it investigating, really. Like, I just put out a tweet because basically so many people in the entertainment space on YouTube have been getting their entire channels demonetized. Like our good friends at the Popcast, their new Popcast Unleashed channel got completely demonetized.
Nonsense.
Like, it's not just like, like limited ad revenue. It's like, no, they can't make any money off that channel. All their memberships got shut down, everything. And Drunk 3PO, like his pirate channel, also got demonetized.
And that's a super
that's nonsense.
There's nothing political. No, it's just literally just history.
Yeah,
about pirates.
About pirates.
Yeah.
And we have, there's a lot of guys in the geeks and gamers sphere. They've been getting messed with. Our friend Fat Steven, he got his channels got wasted.
Crazy.
So he's moving over to Rumble or whatever, and I get it. These.
Now, is this recent videos or are they going in backlogs?
I think it's going throughout, like, because I know that the Geeks and Gamers channel, when they got demonetized,
it was a private video.
It was a private video from like years ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember Jeremy saying that.
Yeah,
it's very fishy, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's clear that they've done an update to the algorithm, and they're going through everyone's channels, like the entirety of the channel, the whole history, and Google. Like, they do this type of thing a lot, where I can remember when I was doing my marketing business like over a decade ago, and AdWords instituted like some new rules, and it applied to the entire history of your ad account. So like, even if like you had deleted the ads and like they hadn't run for like years, like these ads were still had to be compliant with like the new rules. And it's like, how do I make them compliant? Because like they're done, like you can't do anything with them. And so Google just doesn't care about this type of thing. They just institute the new rules and they
it's very unfair.
Oh, for sure.
To channels and people who've been doing this for years now, literally years, for Google to just go in and change shit on the fly.
Yeah,
it's nonsense. It's
it's bad to retroactively apply
Right.
this stuff. Like if you're going to change it, then make it so like, okay, from this point on, we're doing this.
Well, they even did the same thing when they were like, they instituted that weird swearing rule.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, the movie 3 years ago violates this new rule. Like, dude, what?
You realize that's going to cost you billions of dollars.
No, it doesn't cost YouTube billions. It costs the creators.
But they make 30% of our money.
No, now they make 100% of it.
So
yeah, but if we're not making content, not we, but if larger channels aren't making content for YouTube, then they lose out on it in the future.
Right.
They might get that bump right now,
no,
but
you guys don't understand how it works.
Is this going to affect new YouTubers too? People who do want to start off with it, making it more difficult for them to even get their platform off the ground?
Well, look, when a live stream gets limited ad visibility or like whatever, YouTube keeps 100% of that ad revenue.
Yeah.
It just doesn't go to the creators. On the super chat end of things, it's like, they don't really care because, when they have super chats, they're making like 30%.
but they're keeping that ad revenue.
Yeah.
That should go to the creators, right?
Yeah. No, it's incredibly unfair. It's incredibly
unfair.
unfair.
Yeah.
And then like if you appeal it and they say like, okay, we were in the wrong, you don't get the ad revenue that you missed out on during the appeal.
they're probably going to get mad at us for even talking about this right
now. We're already
I mean, is there any benefit for them? I can understand them taking a cut if there was something in their systems that help creators. You're paying for, in a sense, like a service for them to help you. But if it's just like, here,
you're on the platform.
That's it.
I don't know. I mean, that's why my biggest thing too, even about our own channel, is like I never want to be in the situation where we have all of our eggs in the YouTube Google basket. Like we need to diversify.
That's why a lot of people are leaving to Rumble, right?
Yeah. Rumble's
Kick for
Rumble,
Twitch
Kick, whatever. That's cool and stuff. But I think if the more direct you can be with the support, the better. Yeah. So like, go ahead.
I just want to say, speaking of that, it's a great time. If you're in the chat right now, and there's almost 50 people in here already.
That's great. That's awesome.
We are on Kick at saltynerdpodcast.com. We're on Rumble. We're on Odyssey. We're on what else are we doing? I think we're doing Facebook right now. If the more of our channels that you can follow, the better, right? I was like, I'm trying to push Kick right now because they have
our gaming channel over there.
We have our game. We do our gaming and stuff over there. They have all our gaming stuff in all of our live streams, but like Kick feels like they're going to be more creator friendly than
they're trying to take down
YouTube.
Twitch.
With Twitch is with that 95-5 split. Once you get monetized, we're not monetized there yet. We need 75 subs, and we're about 20 away.
Okay.
So we need 20 people to go to Kick and push the follow button.
Yeah, go for it. Next step there. The more direct support you can give creators of all kinds, not just us, anybody that you watch on YouTube that you want to support and hope that they can continue to do what they do, like find the direct route, whether it's Patreon. And I know some people don't like Patreon either because they're kind of sketchy sometimes, but like if they have like a PayPal thing set up or whatever, any way that you can directly support them where somebody's not going to come in and say, you no longer can do what you do.
And I mean, and I want to stress, I want people on all of the channels that are adjacent to us and our friends, and everybody from the Popcast to Jay over at Drunk 3PO and Ryan, Jeremy, all those guys. They all have multiple platforms. Follow all of them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your channel.
Yeah.
Follow all of them inside all day.
Support each other.
Support each other.
Yeah.
We're a big family out there, and it's just.
Speaking of support,
important.
We got a fantastic super chat already for $9.99. The Gilk Man, thank you, sir, for your generosity. Hail to all. Love meeting most of you in Las Vegas 2 years ago at the FNT meetup. Hope to meet Vader eventually. Loved Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning so much. It was my favorite film of the year.
Was that the meetup you all got COVID at?
Yes. Yeah. Chris and I got COVID right after. Right?
The F&T meetups are huge for us here in Vegas.
They're running out of space, man. They got to find a bigger place.
Yeah.
I think he's working on it.
Or split it into 2 days or 3 days, something like that.
What's up?
The Gilkinator.
The Gilkinator. Yeah.
He's Thomas. He's everywhere.
Is he?
He supports so many channels and he does. He's a good dude, man.
And
I really would love to meet you, bro. I would love to meet you. So let's make it happen.
I think it's also not supporting financially too. If you can't do that,
just hit the follow button.
Share. That's what I do as much as I can for everyone in our circle. Like retweet their videos, like a promotion
goes a long way.
You know what the biggest thing that people could do to support is actually like post our videos on Reddit, because we can't post our own videos on Reddit.
Really?
Yeah, because basically there's a
No
very
self-promotion.
hardcore no self-promotion rule on Reddit. And so if we were to go there, even if our videos are relevant to the subreddit or whatever, it's like if you made it, they will ban you and they will take your videos down.
Yeah.
So like if there are
this.
people out there who want to support the show, post it on Reddit, post it on Discord on our behalf, and we'd be really appreciative.
You know what you do? You get Reddit buddies. You know,
That's what we're talking about.
Everybody has a Reddit buddy, and then you post.
Will you be my Reddit buddy?
I will be your Reddit
Okay,
buddy.
I'll be
You
your
post
Reddit
my
buddy.
videos. I'll
All
post
right,
your
deal.
videos. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm too old.
It's
I gotta
important.
start Redditing now.
And again, I'm going to mention something that we talked about earlier that you said last week. I think it might have been on a live stream about the current writers and actors.
Saturday's live stream.
Saturday's live stream.
Hollywood's dead right now.
I thought it was an absolute stroke of genius what you said. Like, now's the time for creators like us to provide that entertainment that's going to be missing, because they're not making anything right now.
Nope.
I don't think they're ever going to come to a conclusion in a while.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, they will, but it's going to be a long time.
There's going to be a delay. So
there's going to be a huge delay.
Yeah, a huge delay from what stuff that was in production right now or stuff that was in pre-production to when now they're going to have to restart everything and get it out there. There's going to be a gap.
Yeah.
Where the entertainment sphere is going to be limited to only a certain amount of things, and that's our time to
basically all of 2024 is just going to be a dry spell.
Yeah,
except for House of Dragon, they wrapped before.
Yeah, thank God. British stuff is not affected because they have their own.
They have different unions. Yeah,
but what I said was when you get tired of your Law and Order reruns and your reruns of The Bachelor, it's going to be people are going to be searching for new entertainment venues, and our channel is. Just a small little drop in the bucket. There are so many people out there in our circle, in our sphere, and people outside of that, YouTubers, Twitchers,
super creative people.
Yeah.
Well, that are all making content. And there's some of these things are going to rise to the top and be good.
What's going to happen. And David Hewlett pointed this out on our show last year when we were talking about the COVID lockdown period, where basically you have like famous people who are going to start YouTube channels and podcasts just to like fill the time.
Oh yeah.
And those people have a leg up already.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt goes out there and starts a YouTube channel. Guess what? He's going to have 1 million subs overnight.
I mean, we might see Brie Larson return to YouTube.
Oh, fuck.
No. Did she quit?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, she quit because she didn't have to do it anymore. Like the industry started back up and she could go and make the Marvel.
I remember.
I don't think they'll be as entertaining as original creators because they'll have like a strict.
They don't have anybody to tell it. Yeah.
They'll have something they'll have to stick to where you guys can kind of go off the wall and. Have
we don't have a reputation to maintain either.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have to worry about making somebody angry because I don't care.
Yeah, this producer from Legendary Films doesn't want to work with you anymore because that YouTube video you made. We're like, okay.
You don't have to watch what they're saying. They will have to watch what they say and stuff because eventually Hollywood.
I remember a couple of years ago when TikTok was really starting to take off. Like it was 2-3 years ago, and celebrities started realizing that TikTok was like a place to be.
Yeah.
Every TikToker out there was like, get off our freaking platform.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Will Smith, everybody's like, get out of here, Will Smith. And this was before the slap controversy too. This was like way before that. And everybody's like, oh, Will Smith hops on TikTok and all of a sudden has 3 million subs. Get out of here, dude. You didn't put any work into this at all.
That's how it works.
It sucks, man. It sucks.
You guys remember that girl that we met at the Raiders game that we were trying to get in the studio?
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah. She's like,
I still follow her on Instagram.
So she's been very active on Threads promoting her OnlyFans account.
That's dead. Threads is dead.
Is it? Is that the Zuckerberg's
I didn't even
Twitter?
bother. I didn't even bother hopping on.
Didn't you tweet it? I mean, we're gonna get demonetized again, but didn't you tweet something about the controversy with they were talking about censorship? Like these people are like, I'm leaving Twitter because it's a place for all this stuff, and they go to Threads and they're like, I'm getting censored by Threads, and they're like, that's the point.
Well, the funny thing about Threads is like they want to make it like a safe space, right?
Yeah.
And so like they instantly like slap down anything that has to do with politics, controversy, anything that could be considered potentially toxic.
Oh, so fun topics.
Yeah. So basically everything on Threads is highly
sterilized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so like if you want to go over there and just talk about like what you ate for breakfast, it's fine. But if you try to talk about anything substantial, you can't do it.
That's why I don't want to leave Twitter. I am here for the chaos. I enjoy it. I mean, I don't know why people take it so
Twitter
serious.
just started paying people
for
like their tweets.
For their chaos.
Yeah, I retweeted somebody I forget, somebody I didn't follow, somebody I found in one of those For You categories.
Oh yeah.
You know, but somebody posted a bunch of stats for threads from last week over this week, and it's literally dying. It's down it's down like 30-40% from people that you know. It's like everybody went on just to check it out, like we knew they would, including me. You know,
did you started an account?
I started a thread. I had to save my name.
Well, I don't want nobody. The thing is, like Threads is connected to Instagram. So if you have an Instagram account, that's your Threads account.
And by the way, you can't you can't delete Threads without deleting your Instagram account.
And the thing is, also, if you get in trouble on Threads,
you get in trouble on Instagram.
You get in trouble on
Facebook,
Instagram.
I'm sure.
So
Facebook's
it's like if you lose your Threads account,
you don't think so?
If you lose your Threads account, you're going to lose your Instagram account.
Oh, that's nuts.
People are pissed about it.
And also, like, if you have your blue check mark on Instagram, that translates over to Threads. And so a lot of the celebrities that were pissed off about losing their blue threads on or blue checks on Twitter went over to Threads, and they're like, "Oh, it's so nice to be special again."
Like Ron Perlman.
Yeah. Oh, that guy's a douche.
Oh my god. I'm like, you played Hellboy. It was all right.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool, man.
about it.
It's
dude.
cool. It's a weird thing about celebrities, and I'll try to pivot this back to Mission Impossible by talking about Tom Cruise, but.
Yeah.
Like when a celebrity is just a freaking pill on Instagram, or not even on Instagram, but like on social media, and you're just like, dude,
Ron Perlman,
like, can you just? I like your movies, man.
Just shut up.
Just do your thing.
Just do your job,
and I'll be happy to support you. But the more they go on social media and just blab about everything, as opposed to everybody knows Tom Cruise a little nuts.
He's a nut.
Oh yeah,
he's a little bit nuts, right? And I'm not saying he's the greatest of people out there. There's some stories. There's some stories out there that are real bad.
He keeps his craziness out of his job. Like it's two separate entities.
When he does go on social media, especially with promoting this movie and also Top Gun Maverick, it's all like, "Hey guys, thank you for allowing me to entertain you. I consider it a privilege. I hope you go and see my movie, and I hope you have a great time." And I'm like, hell yeah, man. I'm going to go support your movie, because I'm not thinking that guy's kind of crazy and he's not a good person. I'm thinking I kind of want to go see a movie, and he's offering me a chance to go just kind of be entertained.
It's like these people,
I'm going to go do it.
Well, they're out of touch.
They don't understand how they're, or maybe they do, but they don't care. But they don't understand how much their social media
matters.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to watch a Ron Perlman thing anymore.
No, me neither. He's in a movie that I want to see.
He's a psychopath.
What's that?
I don't want to watch. You know, I'm looking at the chat. Michael Rappaport. He's another one.
I don't know who that is.
You know, he's an insane person. He's just absolutely psycho, left liberal. But there's other people like Mark Hamill. It's like, if it wasn't a Star Wars thing, I would not give a shit if I ever watched anything with Mark Hamill in it again.
Oh, yeah.
Because he just can't separate.
He's a rough one.
And like 90% of the Star Trek cast.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Tim Russ.
Well, they pride themselves on that stuff. Yeah.
Shut up, Tim Russ.
My thing is that they're so out of touch. They don't know what everyday people are going through. And they have, not most of them have a lot of money. They're encapsulated in their little world.
And a lot of it is, they're trying to safely navigate Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because if they say something against the grain, they're going to be labeled.
There's some people, there are some people like that I feel are trying to just navigate, try to keep their jobs and everything. You know, it's like,
just say the right thing on social media.
If I go and I'm a prospect for a job, if somebody goes and looks at my social media, I want to be able to.
Right.
They want to be able to see that.
I've even been told that.
Like, yeah, for sure.
I've been told that by people.
There's other people like Tim Russ, half the Star Trek cast. Oh my, that guy. What the fuck is his name?
George Takei.
Yeah, George Takei.
Yeah.
You know, Perlman. These guys, they're next level. The Incredible Hulk actor.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo.
Oh my god.
Nutcase. And it's just,
I've been told, like, hey man, your podcast would be more successful if you guys wouldn't talk about these things so much, and then you might be able to book some beggar guests. I'm like, I don't want to
talk to these people.
Well, it also isolates like almost half of their audience that would go see these movies with them opening their mouths about.
I'm like, listen, man, if some actor doesn't want to promote their show on my podcast because I said something on Twitter they didn't like, it's fine, dude.
It's why I like Cillian Murphy, because he kind of stays out
Oh,
of
he doesn't even have anything.
Yeah, he
like,
stays out of
no
the
social
Oppenheimer
media.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he stays out of the
That's the thing.
drama and
You
stuff.
could
I'm all
be
for it.
The craziest of craziest. You could be Alyssa Milano, crazy leftist. And if you don't say anything on social media and you make
Nobody
an
knows.
nobody
Nobody
knows. I'll go see your movie, whatever.
Sure.
Fine. But they just can't help it.
The moment that you virtue signal or whatever,
Right.
Just be
It's like,
yourself.
At a certain
Just
point though,
do
like
your job.
so if I consider myself I'm entertaining people on YouTube or
Uh-huh.
whatever, and they like my podcast, but then I go on Twitter and I say something conservative, and they're like, "Hey man, why don't you just shut up and make a fun podcast for me to listen to?"
Yeah.
That's also valid.
No, it is. It is.
It's also valid. I'm like, you're not wrong. So you do have to consider that.
But
Like, at what
I
point do
don't
you-
feel like we're extremists with our views.
No, but
You
neither
know?
do the freaking crazy leftists.
But you know,
I-
a person like you, are you telling me Mark Hamill doesn't know that he's poking buttons when he?
Oh,
But he
he's
doesn't even-
absolutely poking buttons.
You don't
he
think
doesn't
George
care.
Takei
He
or
doesn't
Ron
care.
Perlman don't know that
I'm just
they're
putting it out there.
they're
It's just
pissing people off with
yeah.
that post and nonsense.
Killian
Ron
is how you say
Perlman
it.
is he's a dick. he's just a social media.
I love his exits
Cockhead.
from Twitter because they're every couple of months. He's like, I'm leaving
I'm
this
leaving this
platform.
platform.
Oh, they're gonna come
And then he's
back.
back.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
real quick.
Pat on the back, my friend.
You know, it's not like they're the Iron Sheik. You know, God bless you, dude. You know, whatever. He died not too long ago, but he was fun. But his was completely parody, I think. And I'm spitting everywhere. And it's
So
ridiculous.
I'm moving my drink.
I know.
over.
It's just
I'm going to do the super chat and then I'll pick up that thought.
Okay.
We got Bob Dorsey, one of the biggest supporters of this channel. Speaking of people who support the channel, Bob Dorsey is the man.
yes, he is.
$30 super chat. Also a member. If you guys want to become members of the YouTube channel, head over to the members area. We do exclusive podcasts every single week. I know it's part of the YouTube bucket, but
Hit that
you know,
join button.
hit the join button, and you guys get some exclusive
We need
content.
5
there.
new ones today.
5? Is that our goal?
5. It's always
5 for the today. Oh yeah, you guys do
Yeah.
that on Saturdays, huh?
Yeah,
Well, I'm
5
gonna
new
make it
members.
6 because it's Tuesday.
But back to your point about
Bob Dorsey.
Tom
Bob Dorsey, hold on.
Oh,
Sorry, Nadia. Good afternoon, gentlemen and lady. Just remember, if the media is trumpeting it, it's likely caca di toro. I have to come up with unique ways of swearing. Keep up the good work. 100% agree. Bob Dorsey is the man. Thank you so much,
Caca
sir.
de toro.
What were you going to say, Nadia?
like you were saying about Tom Cruise, he's absolutely batshit crazy. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Scientology, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, he uses his media for his
Promotion.
job, promotion,
Yeah.
Yeah.
thanking audiences to put butts in the seat. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Should we take a
Be-
card out of
be-
Tom Cruise's social media management?
Before every Tom Cruise movie I've seen recently, a little video comes up of him before
Thank
the
you.
movie starts. He says, "Hey man, just want to thank you and the audience for
Yeah.
being here. And we appreciate you. And we like it that you're in a theater
Yeah.
watching this movie as we made it for you to be
See,
viewed
in the theater.
as
Yeah.
it was made to
Yeah.
be viewed." And so it's like, thank
You-
you, Tom Cruise.
You know what else?
for making this movie to entertain us. You know,
Here's a
so-
funny thing about that though, is Dungeons and Dragons did the same thing, but
But-
it came off so cheesy.
Oh,
it
really?
was
No.
so
cringe.
It was so cringy when they
is
did
it
it.
Hugh Grant who's in it?
Yeah. And he's just
he
like,
looked like he did not even want to be there.
thank
Yeah.
you so
He
much
just
for
like,
watching
yeah.
this
But you
YouTube
can
video.
tell though, right? You can
Reading
tell.
from
Yeah,
his
you can
hand.
tell.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Tom
and-
Cruise
and-
didn't need a cue card to make that
and
video.
Yeah.
the entire cast looked like they were going to a Halloween party.
Yeah.
because they were just dressed so
I mean,
weird.
that's
Well, I
how
think
I
that there was.
dress.
I think they were wearing the same thing they were wearing for the red carpet event.
Yeah.
So they must have filmed it like right before.
It was like they were on set and they're like, "Hey guys, we need you to make this stupid thing."
the cadence of
yeah.
their team was
Yeah.
like, guys, I need you to sit down and I want you to say what's on this cue card for the audience.
And they're like,
like,
oh, shit.
Yeah,
And-
they were obviously reading something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But for some reason, when Tom Cruise does
It's
it,
a little different.
it feels genuine.
And that's
right?
why
Am I
he's
wrong?
worth $400 billion.
Is that it?
It's also
So-
why he has his own religion.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Well,
also at the same time, there's people out there like my wife, who I took to the movie.
Who
She's like,
hates him?
I was like, I can't stand that guy.
My mom
He's
hates
so
him.
weird,
Dude, my
I don't
mom
want to
is
go
like-
watch a Tom Cruise movie.
She will never watch a Tom Cruise movie. She's like, he's such a douchebag. And I'm like, oh my god.
Speaking of Tom Cruise movies, I do want to address this chat from Backyard TARDIS.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, wait, Kate just said MI4 and MI5 were meh. Well, MI2 and MI3 were complete trash garbage movies. So when does the franchise get good again? I don't think MI3 was a trash garbage. I thought that was where like the franchise kind of took a turn.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And MI2 had the doves, so you can't bash that.
Oh, that what the doves are from?
Yeah,
I'm going back.
MI2.
Chris and I plan on watching all of them.
We can start this Mission Impossible discussion by talking about the franchise as a whole. I'll say the first one's kind of like a classic. It's not my cup of tea. It's a bit slow.
It's a Brian De Palma film.
Yeah, okay. It has really good moments, but it was a nice kind of like start to the franchise. 2 went a little nuts because they had John Woo and they were like slow motion, like real hard. It was real hard John Woo, which is fine. Everybody has their thing. 2 more super chats. That's great. Give me 1 second, guys, and I'll get to them. And then 3, which I know was made by J.J. Abrams, and everybody has like a weird feeling about him.
I have
J.J. Abrams
no idea
and
what
Alex
you're talking
Kurtzman.
And Alex Kurtzman. But I like that movie because I really like Philip Seymour Hoffman as a villain in that movie.
Oh,
I think he knocks it out of the park as a villain.
I almost spoiled it for myself this morning. I almost watched a recap of like all of them. Yeah. I was like, you know what? Nope. I'm gonna experience it. I want to watch it from start to finish.
4 or 5 are kind of a blur for me. I remember Dubai, but I can't like.
Yeah, so the 4th one was directed by Brad Bird, who did The Incredibles, and I believe it also had Jeremy Renner in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5th one was kind of like the follow up to that.
Okay.
I feel like both those movies were kind of boring because I didn't like the villain. It wasn't very interesting, but the 5th one was where he had like hold his breath.
The 5th one was Henry Cavill.
No, that's
that's the 6th. That's the 6th one. That was the one before this one.
Is the 4th and 5th villain the one that was captured in 6?
So like I think they killed him off either at the end of 5 or the beginning of 6.
Okay, no,
okay.
Yeah,
he was that weird Irish guy.
Okay.
But the 6th one had Alec Baldwin in it, and it had the big plot twist, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
It had the arms dealer lady from this movie, and she was
Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah. So basically, the 6th one, the writer for the 6th one came on board and became the writer and director of this one and number 8. I forget his name. I want to say Christopher McQuarrie, but don't quote me on that.
It'll be in the comments in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, but basically, once he came aboard on MI6, him and Tom Cruise teamed up because like they were such a good duo together, and Christopher McQuarrie's been the one kind of shepherding the franchise since the 6th movie. So I feel like 4 and 5 were kind of like a bad entries in it just because they were boring.
Okay.
But the 6th one was really good, and I thought the 7th one was really good. So
now is 8 going to be it?
I think until the 9th one. Yeah, sure.
I mean,
I feel like Tom Cruise is going to make these until he can't.
You think
so?
He's
getting real close. He's getting real close.
No,
yeah, because like,
no way, dude.
He
looks good.
He looks good, but
did you not see those running
this
scenes?
One, his jowls are starting to.
Yeah,
he's starting
a little
jowly,
agey,
a little bit going on.
I'm seeing the age.
Yeah,
and that's okay. I mean, he does look good.
As long as he can
I hope
sprint.
I look that good at that age.
60? What is he?
60 something.
I don't know. As long as he can sprint down the streets of Venice, he's looking great. So
this is the famous Tom Cruise run.
Oh my
God. He's the best runner on.
Absolutely the best.
Chris informed me that the scene where he's jumping off the cliff with the bike, that is day 1 filming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, if he didn't make it, there would have been no 7 guys. Like I think.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna die before they spend all the money.
Well, I also think that they did that first because if he did die, they could have easily rewritten the movie with someone else.
Somebody else.
So are we in this review? Are we?
Let me do 2 more super chats, and then we'll get into it. All right. So Foxhound for €4.99 or pounds. I don't know which pounds. I recently had to buy something in pounds, and the conversion rate was nuts. Scientology looking legit awesome in comparison to woke Disney. Hide your kids. I don't know what the policy is with Scientology kids. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they might sacrifice people for all I know, but yeah, it's religion, man. It's weird. In both ways, wokeism is a religion for sure.
It absolutely is.
Thank you for the $4.99 Foxhound. Appreciate it.
If you weren't demonetized, you're now.
I'll be for sure. I'll be in your neck of the woods, Foxhound, here in a couple weeks. Mr. Tickle Trunk, big supporter of the channel. Welcome, sir. $5 Canadian. Your guest's name and channel isn't included in the screen or in this description. Oh no. Does she make some YouTubes? Yes. She's funny. Where do find? Nadia, pitch your channel.
Real quick though, she's not a guest. She's our fill-in lady for June.
I don't know if I can call her what we call her.
No, we cannot.
Yeah.
Our stunt C. the stunt
I'm
C.
Jude's stunt double.
Only
Yes.
Jude can say it.
Tom's
I
mine.
reach higher things on shelves.
Yeah. She's the female Tom for those who don't
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if Jude doesn't want to come in and do stuff, like we call Nadia.
Like
Yeah,
the
not
Meg
as- yeah.
2.
Jude, tell,
the Meg too.
hey, tell us about Inside All Day.
Oh yeah, my husband and I have a podcast, Inside All Day. We're on YouTube, Twitter, all social medias. You can also go to www.insidealldaypodcast.com.
And you will be starting video.
We already
podcasts?
did. Yes,
You
our
did.
first video drops tomorrow, and then we'll be recording bi-monthly.
And I also love your At Home All Day podcast.
Yes,
by the way.
as he calls it, At Home All Day Podcast.
That's the wrong name. Don't Google that
And,
one.
and I also will be doing Coffee with Nadia, which I review a movie for 15 minutes while I have coffee.
Nice.
Just for a little bit, I want to bring this up
Mhm.
before we go in. We met Nadia and Chris last was it a year ago?
2 years ago.
2 years
now
ago?
almost, yeah.
At the FNT thing.
At the Friday Night Tights
Yep.
meetup here in Vegas, which
we were in
I
Taco Line, and I saw Vader with
my
the.
salty nerd.
And I was like,
this
"Oh, that's
very
a really
shirt.
cool logo." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this is my podcast."
And we didn't steal it from anyone.
Yeah. So
When are we meeting up with those people?
we,
anyway?
we can thank that meetup
Yeah,
for
for sure.
us hooking up with
Yeah.
these guys, and that's the reason that I think the meetups are important.
You guys should have your own meetup.
And we have had one, and we will have another.
Well, we're kind of piggybacking off of F&T stuff. 'cause
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
next year we're going to do the same thing. We had like a movie showing.
Yeah, we were.
I like
Yeah.
that. I love that we could do that. And if we can kind of, because people are going to be in town for Gary's thing anyway, so hang out with us.
it's
too.
very important. It's like I know we're all a bunch of disembodied video heads or icons on YouTube and his channel.
Speak for yourself.
But it's important for people to go out to these things and meet each other and shake hands and have a drink and
catch
talk
COVID.
and catch COVID
Catch
together.
COVID, like Chris
yeah,
and
for
I did
sure.
last time, yeah.
Catch the coof
Just get it
together.
out of the way.
You
Just,
know,
just carry hand sanitizer with
go
you.
home, have orgies and stuff. It's all fine. Whatever. It's all good. Swap some sweat. It's not a big deal.
Well, I
So,
mean, Chris and I, for the longest time, have been looking for our innocence community, right,
Uh-huh,
in
yeah.
this stuff, and we're big nerds, and we really didn't have that kind of community back home in Chicago.
right.
When we moved out here, met all of you guys, and then everybody from Friday Night. I mean, I text with a lot of those people daily now, just chit-chatting, and it's great. It's a great community. Anyway,
So
If I'm an emoji, I want to be the one with the Van Dyke.
dude,
you're really trying over
I'm
there.
really
man.
trying-
I'm trying hard.
Stop trying
I'm
to make
like,
Van
stop-
Dyke a
stop.
thing.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
You-
Let's go for it.
I
You're gonna end up pulling out all your beard hair.
seriously, and people in the chat will know what I mean. Some of them, I gotta get you and X-Wing on the same channel.
Do I look like him?
You guys got the same mustache. It's you guys got this weird
Weird.
Pedro Pascal thing going on with your whiskers, and it's kind of funny.
Hey, there you go. You could go
Yeah.
as Joel from The Last of Us.
Oh, that
Yeah,
show
yeah.
sucks. The game's
Yeah.
great. Go to show sucks.
So
Okay, so the official movie review has
Okay,
begun.
sorry.
okay. Well, we haven't talked about it already.
We've been talking about social media and Tom Cruise, but we haven't talked about the movie.
Oh well, I wanted to just before I wanted to bring up. It's like we all like know how we all kind of reject this Hollywood demand of diversity and all this kind of stuff. But I just want to say that this movie in particular, before I get into the review, was very diverse with its cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I never once felt like it was one of those things that was being forced onto us like I do in so many other projects.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's
Because-
a true summer blockbuster.
There was multicultural men, people,
Men, women.
women, brown people, white people, whatever. It doesn't matter. But they were all in this movie, and I think it probably meets the criteria,
Checks all the boxes.
checks all the boxes.
without beating you over the head with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I if they're gonna force this stuff on us, this is the kind of movie I think that they did it well. I think Tom Cruise kind of
Figured it out.
figured it out. Right, exactly. So
It's because
Yeah.
nobody, I don't think anybody in the movie outshined the main character,
No.
right.
right? Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt is the main character of this movie. He is the badass that we've always known
Mhm.
in all of the Mission Impossible movies,
And a magician.
and a magician. And you've got other characters that are really freaking cool, but he's still the main character,
Well,
and
it's
that's
a good
what's
balance
important.
But-
between women and men in this.
But
Yeah.
also every Mission Impossible movie has been very diverse. Like people of different races and genders. included in the cast across the board for like every single movie that they've done, you know, and in a lot of cases it gives like women actresses, especially women of color actresses, like a big leg up. Like Maggie Q, first thing I ever remember seeing her in was Mission Impossible 3. You know, so like there's a long history of this, and it's not something where it's like, oh, she's the Asian woman or like whatever. It's just like she's a trained operative. She has a role to play. She does it really well.
Dude, was she the Gabriel's henchman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Mantis?
Yeah, I like her.
No, it's not Mantis.
What?
It's the chick from the Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman.
Oh,
remember the
okay.
samurai one
Yeah.
where they goes to like Japan or whatever?
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah,
thought-
she's cool.
In this one, I can't remember her name, the one who plays Mantis, but is in this one, the crazy one, the Asian lady.
She's in this movie?
Mission Impossible. Yeah,
Really?
that's Gabriel's like henchwoman.
That's who we're
hold
talking
on,
about.
That's Mantis?
Yes, that's her.
Oh, I thought she was I'm sorry. I thought she was the chick from Wolverine.
No, that's her. As soon as we
Oh.
left the theater, Chris goes, they wasted her in Guardians. She was really good.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm pretty
apologize.
sure that's
Wait, no.
Yeah, somebody said her name is
this chick?
Tom.
Yeah, Mantis.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, I don't know about. I have to like go verify
I didn't know
but
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, I got her confused with a different actress.
I did too.
My bad. But yeah, either way, whoever she was cool in this movie.
Yeah, I like her.
I love that the costume that she had on about the midway in the
In the
show
with the
You mean
little,
in
with the white
in
with the
little
tear.
teardrop.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
What were you gonna say? You're gonna say something rude, weren't you?
No. So I know we have. So
I think
guess
I
we're just gonna do our normal. We're gonna skip all these other parts of the movie.
Well, let's
see
give
if
it
they
a-
can-
And also warning
But-
spoilers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
heavy spoiler
Did
alert.
anybody get like major Merovingian vibes from the Matrix, from that party scene in the middle?
I got more of a John Wick vibe.
I got a
Yeah.
huge John Wick Matrix vibe from
Sure.
that party.
Real quick super chat from Tickle Trunk again saying so she's so important enough to save your butts and fill in the seat, but not important enough to get a rub back. Yeah, goons at her somewhere. We will definitely put the description of Inside All Day podcast. in there.
Relax, Tickle Trump.
Yeah, dude, bro.
So-
It's okay, bro.
So you know the funniest part about this movie is the first 10 minutes. It's basically a sequel to Hunt for Red October.
Oh, dude, I got excited for a minute, dude.
I love that.
I got
opening
real
scene.
excited for a minute. I was like, oh, is this gonna be a sub movie? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, it was just the opening scene. I could have used more, but it was
Mhm.
still cool as hell.
Yeah, but basically you're on a Russian sub and they're testing out a new silent running system powered
Mhm.
by AI that makes them invisible to all like underwater sonar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they even do like the Russian to English like
Mhm.
transition
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, fucking Tom Cruise, man. He was just like, let's start this with Hunt for October.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I really did get excited. I love me a good sub movie. And when they started this movie out like that, I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, let's keep going with this. This is
Yeah,
cool.
and it's perfectly sets up the MacGuffin for
Mhm.
the next two movies and stuff like that. So I did find it kind of weird that the big bad in this movie is basically AI,
Essentially, yeah. Which is another thing
which
that
they
like
call the entity.
if Tom Cruise and the writer of this movie are like controlled by AI themselves, like everybody's kind of freaked out by the surge of ChatGPT.
Well,
like,
yeah,
what's
Oh, yeah.
Google
AI.
what's Google doing with AI?
AR art.
Yeah,
Are they going
and
to take
everybody's
over
like, "Oh
jobs
my
and
god,
stuff?
they're
Yeah.
going to do this," or it becomes sentient. Like the rumors around there that like Google had to shut down one of their AI things because it started talking in a way that they didn't understand, started learning things that they weren't teaching it. They were like, "Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off." The idea out there is in the culture, and the fact that they were able to make this movie a couple years ago and get it produced, and right now having it out there when everybody's talking about AI, is just like perfect timing.
I know.
Perfect timing.
I'm so surprised that they were able to go the route they had taken, because AI is such a controversial topic amongst Hollywood and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching.
Oh
like,
yeah,
this
with the Writers Guild
yeah, with
stuff
the-
and the
yeah.
act.
Well,
Yeah.
but the crazy thing is like they wrote and shot this years before like the AI thing. Even
That's what I'm
reared its head.
saying. Yeah, the ability
so this
for
could
them.
be our future.
Well, for real. I mean,
Yeah.
the Writers Guild strike is all about them like trying to use AI in weird ways to like undercut the writers, and even the same thing I heard recently with the like extras and stuff. They were like, we want to scan your face and use you as an extra
Oh yeah,
in the movie
forever. You only get one check.
Yeah,
but you
one
don't
check.
Get, what is it? Residuals?
Yeah, no residuals,
afterwards?
nothing.
No.
Like you're just
Yeah.
an extra for a day, but then we get to use you whenever we want because
Yeah.
we're gonna scan you with AI and insert you with CGI. It's just like, what the heck, dude? That's super weird. So the fact that this movie is coming out now and everybody's thinking about AI, perfect.
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 Yeah, but I want to really quickly talk about how simple the blockbuster formula is, because this movie's on track to just kill it at the box office.
Oh yeah.
And Tom Cruise, you know, like he's a guy who he's like the king of blockbusters, right? Like he's someone who makes billion-dollar movies time after time again. Very few like films that he's done that have underperformed. But the formula is very simple, and it seems like he's the only one in Hollywood who still remembers how to do it, which is you have a underdog leading man who's super cool that goes rogue or like has to overcome incredible obstacles while still maintaining good qualities like loyalty to friends and family and stuff like that. So good moral values. Then you have super hot chicks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you have amazing action set pieces that actually propel the story forward. And if you have those three things, you have a successful movie. And Hollywood just refuses to acknowledge that this is the 80s action movie formula.
Yeah.
It has
It
always
still
worked.
works. It still
It has
works.
always worked. And it will never stop working. And Tom Cruise is the only guy who's like, yeah, I'm still doing this.
You know what I really liked about this cast?
What's up?
It's like we had super hot chicks, right?
Oh yeah.
They were kind of milfy.
Kind of what?
Milfy.
Milfy?
These were not
moms. I'd like to.
I know
These
Milfy
were-
is.
these-
I had
these
to
were
have
not-
hear him
listen,
say-
I am
explain to me.
53.
Hey,
Okay.
listen, go for
When
it.
I see a late 30s, 40-something-year-old chick in a movie
Killing
that's
it?
killing it, like
Yeah.
all these women did in this movie, I'm like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I was saying
Because
there's not much eye
these
candy
were
for women in this
these
one.
were not 20-year-old perfect.
Yeah, you didn't
women.
get you didn't
Okay,
get
so
Henry
like,
Cavill's
these
movie.
Rebecca Ferguson, Vanessa Kirby,
Smoke
Tom
shows.
Yeah,
Kilmatiff, and of course Haley.
I mean,
Atwell.
when 60-year-old Tom Cruise needs somebody to act over against,
It can't be a 20-year-old
and
chick.
she can't be a
Yeah.
20-year-old
Yeah.
chick. She's
Yeah.
got to be a hot
30, 40.
milfy chick.
Would
Yeah.
you would you call them all mid?
No.
I don't know.
No.
They're
I'm
smoke,
kidding.
they're
No.
beautiful.
God
Nobody
no.
knows
There's
the
smoke
whole-
shows.
I love
Holding
it.
it
I
in.
love
Yeah.
it. It's like I'm like,
Hey.
yes, there is some very good Gen X representation in this movie, and
Gen
they're all
X?
beautiful, good people.
Gen X?
Every one of them.
You think they're
Every
no,
one of
I
them.
disagree with that. I think they're closer to my age than they are to
No.
yours. I'm 30.
I do not. Think
How old
so.
am I? 35.
Let me just ask you guys. Vanessa Kirby, her eyes,
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I
She-
think
like
she's-
her eyes are hypnotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's really attractive in a weird way. Like she has a very unique look to her. Almost
Which one are we talking about?
Vanessa Kirby.
The arms dealer chick.
She's got like an uncanny
Oh,
valley,
the-
but
the-
like in
the
a
platinum
hot
blonde
way.
chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the women in this thing were just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I loved it.
But like realistic gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
very unique, not just
Not
the
Megan Fox
turn-a-mill.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, she looks like a Barbie doll. It's weird.
It's
Yeah,
weird that she's in the
it's like-
Expendables.
Oh,
And it's
I
like
cannot.
I don't know how
But
old
even
any of these
Rebecca
girls-
Ferguson with like her like eye patch and stuff. You're
I
just
know,
like,
so,
yeah,
yeah, that's
dude.
pretty cool.
I do like the cast. Everybody in this movie pulls it off. I love the cast. Everything's cool. It's great. It's all good. I have a couple of things about some of the characters that they added into this movie that I was like, why are they in here? And why
Carrie
are we
Elways?
why are we spending so much time with these people? It's
Like-
like the two American operatives.
Oh, they're idiots.
Oh yeah.
God dang, they don't even need to be in this movie.
No.
Honestly,
You know
they
what-
they
you know
could have
what, though?
completely taken them out.
You know what though? So like the guy who's like in charge of the American operatives, I forget his name, but he was in Boardwalk Empire and stuff like that. Love the actor.
Mhm.
I have a theory about him.
Okay. Well, let me finish my thought real quick. I have no problem with the actor. I think he did a fine job, whatever. But I don't think the character needed to be in this movie. The opening airport scene where they're all, the whole team, there's like 20 of them chasing down Ethan Hunt in this airport, right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh man, the Americans are after Ethan. Oh no. And then they get out of the airport and they leave and they go across the globe somewhere because it's a Mission Impossible movie. And then just 2 out of the 20, that's it. Follow him.
Is
they-
he from any of the
I
previous
don't
ones? Does he
recognize
have,
him from
like,
any of the ones.
a personal
No.
vendetta
He was,
against him?
he was not in any of the previous ones, but
Okay.
his personal connection to Ethan Hunt is part of my theory.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But to
Sorry.
answer your question, so like the team that they had in Abu Dhabi, which
Uh-huh.
is where the airport scene was,
Yeah.
they go to Rome, and Mantis basically kills most of their team, which is why like there's only like 2 of them left. So
When did she kill
the-
in
car
the
chase
car
scene?
chase, yeah, like when they show up to arrest Ethan,
Oh.
she gets out of the
Oh,
car
okay.
with like a
Yeah.
automatic weapon and basically
Right,
mows down
shoots
most of
them
them.
down,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Not 20 of them though. But yeah, there was a lot of them that were dead in that scene. I just like the whole way, I felt like those 2 characters were only in there just to kind of throw another wrench in the system. And I got tired of it after a
Didn't
while.
need to be there.
There's 3 acts to this movie, and they're all structured almost identically. You have your Mission Impossible roundtable discussion about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and who's going to do it first. And then we go into the action scene. A wrench gets thrown into the plan, and they have to overcome it. Next set, it's the same thing. Second act, same thing. Roundtable discussion. How are we going to do it? Who's going to do it? We're going to do it like this. Okay, go to the mission. Oh no, there's a wrench thrown in the plan. Got to overcome it. Okay, done. Third act. Hey, let's sit around the table and do this again. It got a little tiring after. I was like, okay.
The third one was like, we're going to invite you into the club.
Yeah.
It's like every single one was an exposition dump about how we're going to, what the plan is, what we're going to do. And we're going to,
it's like, how many times in a movie are you going to do this?
But you know what? That's called good writing.
It is.
Because it's set up and then you see the payoff.
I understand that. I'm just saying the rinse and repeat on the third act. I was like, good Lord.
But you know what I liked about how they did it is like every time they stopped to do that and they talked about how impossible what they were supposed to be doing was. Like the characters themselves react as the audience is like, are you fucking kidding me? Like the scene where Tom Cruise jumps off that cliff on the motorcycle, right? Like at first,
Simon Pegg's character,
Benji, Simon Pegg's character, he's like, yeah, that's the train. And Tom Cruise is like, how am I supposed to get to the train? And he's like, I don't know.
You figure it out.
He's like, I'm under a lot of stress right now, Ethan. and so Tom Cruise is like, I got to get it far away from this mountain. Otherwise I'm going to die. So I guess I got to do it this way. But it was funny because like every time they pitch the plan, there's always like one character who's like, are you fucking kidding me?
The other issue I have with this movie is they established that the AI system can interact with almost anything that is attached to the network or the internet or whatever satellite.
Self-driving car.
Which is
exactly right. And Benji did something when he's in that car. He gets into the passenger seat so he can work on his computer. He looks at the car that's driving itself and goes, and he puts a seatbelt on. Like, okay.
I don't think a seatbelt's going to save you, dude, if this guy wants to drive you off a cliff.
Right. So my issue comes in, they've already established in the movie that the AI is capable of taking over their communications. They're capable of taking over this. And they try to navigate that by saying, well, now we're using old Soviet technology that's not connected to the system, yada, yada, yada. But I'm like,
everything's analog.
But is it though? Because they're driving cars that are self-driving. They're hacking computers. And I'm like, you've got to be connected to the internet at that point. So I feel like they use the AI in plot convenient areas to make it more scary. But then in other areas, they're like, well, we can't really have it do that because then their whole plan goes to shit. I felt like there was a little bit of like convenience there with when the AI was doing things and when it wasn't.
Well, maybe the AI needed him to be there to direct Ethan to get on the train, to get
then you're getting into the whole, like, it's telling the future.
I feel like it's at some point during these movies, you kind of just have to suspend disbelief.
Fair.
And just kind of go with it.
When you set up an omnipotent, all-knowing AI,
this asshole jumped off a cliff on a motorcycle onto a train.
Sure.
Okay, it's like, get out of here.
Sure.
Is they gonna
conveniently hit the train at the same window where the guy happened to be holding a gun at the girl who's the main character of the movie?
It's like,
okay. It's a bit convenient, guys, but at the end of the day, you're like, it's an action movie. Let's just have some fun.
That's one of the reasons why I enjoyed it, because this movie, you knew at the end of the day, these guys are going to win. The good guys always win, right? In these movies.
Yeah.
But it kept me entertained, even though the stakes kept getting raised higher and higher at each act. Even though I knew the ending was going to be, okay, Tom Cruise somehow is going to come out a winner at the end, right? It still kept me entertained throughout each one of them, knowing the stakes. Like, oh man, how is he going to get on the train? How are they going to survive the train falling off the bridge and stuff?
Well, you know what? I compare it to the last big action movie I saw, which was Indiana Jones 5. And you have just as many like action set pieces in that movie as you have in this movie in similar running times. But this movie seemed to fly by. The action scenes were actually fun and engaging. If you compare it to Indiana Jones 5, it's like there's nothing attached to the action scenes in Indiana Jones 5. It's just like, okay, we're doing this now, then we're doing this. But in Mission Impossible, it feels like every single action scene had a purpose to it, and it was moving the plot along, and like there was something at stake when they did this. Like there's a big death at the midpoint of this movie for a major character. And they set that up so perfectly, and like the race to try to like save her and stuff like that.
That was one of the better done moments for the AI thing, because the AI was like, somebody's going to die tonight. It's probably going to be one of these two people. It depends on what Ethan Hunt does.
And they explained that that like the AI did this because it wants Ethan to either kill the main bad guy, in which case the AI is now safe, or wants the main bad guy to kill Ethan, in which case the AI is safe.
Yeah.
The only scenario where the AI is still in danger is where Ethan does not kill the bad guy and uses him to figure out what the key unlocks. That is the big MacGuffin of the movie.
Yeah. It was really well done how that particular storyline went through.
Grace's fault.
Yeah.
I will say, is this similar to all the other movies where Ethan falls in love with the character? Just like
there's always a leading lady.
I know there's always a leading lady, and I know is it Elsa's a relationship with him is like built over a couple of the movies, I believe.
Well, I believe Rebecca Ferguson was introduced in the 6th movie. I don't think she was there before.
I recognize her, but I couldn't remember what she had as a relationship.
So in the 3rd movie, Ethan gets married to Catherine Monahan.
And that's who's in the 6th movie, right?
No.
The lady.
She shows up in a cameo in the Henry Cavill movie at the very end, but she doesn't have anything to do with Mission Impossible Force or nothing like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So like in the 3rd movie, she played a big role, and then like she kind of like Ethan leaves her for her own protection in the 4th movie. And I think that we see her in the
she's absent
movie.
In the 5th, and then she shows back up in the 6th for like a just brief cameo.
But Ethan doesn't really have like relationships with like a quote unquote leading lady. So like in the first one, he had a relationship with a team member who was like his boss's wife. But
whoa, all right.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a romantic thing, but like it kind of became romantic.
Like the tension was there.
Yeah, but like, you know, she was like a double agent type thing. And in the 2nd movie, like he was supposed to seduce this woman who was like the ex of like the bad guy. And use her to get to him. And it became like the movie basically became like, let's protect this woman type thing. So like there are like romantic subplots in the films, but they're never the core of what like the mission's about. So like they're kind of just added in to enhance the character of Ethan as opposed to like being like a main part of the story. But the thing about Ethan is that he's always very like loyal to his friends. Like he will like sacrifice his life to like save them. And he also has a soft spot for the ladies.
Yeah. Because I was like, man, you're moving pretty quick on this. And she like betrayed him multiple times. After the 2nd time, I was like, dude, just let him go.
She's hot.
Just let him go. Just let her go.
Smoking hot.
I know she is, but just let her go. Just let her. She's not even worth it.
She was Agent Carter. So it's like,
I don't talk about Disney anymore.
Real quick, Alex, can we pull up?
I was going to say, like, when there's a moment for us to switch over real quick. So Bob Dorsey for another $30. My goodness, sir. Thank you so much. Quick random question that has nothing to do with what you were discussing. Would you rather have randomly teleporting bears, not San Francisco, or sharks that can fly? Jesus. Teleporting bears. Bears are terrifying.
Random
teleporting. So like
you
a
don't
bear
know.
could
Like, do
just
they end up in our bedroom all of a sudden?
Yeah.
But are we in control of them?
No, I think they just randomly teleport or flying sharks. I feel like I'd be able to spot a flying shark. I feel like if there's a essentially what is a bird that has giant teeth flying around.
Every single person who's been eaten by a flying shark has said the same thing.
I think flying shark would be the safer bet.
I think so. I'm gonna go with flying shark.
You could protect yourself and you can see them coming. If you hunker down in a safe room and then a bear shows up, you're screwed.
Done. You're dead.
You're done. And
Absolutely.
you have a teleporting bear is far worse than
I don't want either
shark.
one personally.
Well,
but
right.
I'm gonna go with flying sharks.
Yeah, flying sharks.
I watched Jaws last night.
Did you? The original?
Yeah.
After Rambo?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was on TV.
Man.
It was on TV when it
Oh,
went.
you don't turn it off. It's on TV.
No.
That's a
yeah. Okay.
That's one of the first movies that scared me.
Not how about you? Teleporting bears or flying sharks?
I have a soft spot for bears, so I don't know.
But I don't think that means what you think it means.
I know.
Chris is like, oh, you look so cute.
Well, Chris's nickname is Bear. I call him Bear.
Okay.
So.
What kind of bear?
You do in the bedroom.
Black bear, grizzly
I
bear,
mean,
Kodiak bear.
So
All
in
bear.
reverse,
Brown
if
bear.
I was controlling them,
Koala
like
bears.
I'm the ultimate villain, and if I chose to throw flying sharks at someone or random teleporting bears. But if it's coming at me, definitely flying sharks.
Okay.
Same thing.
So you agree?
Yeah, and then you have like a what is it? Those
Like a harpoon gun to stop it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Are
Would it be able
pandas
to
bears?
breathe though? Don't they have to be underwater for a certain amount of time?
A flying shark?
Yeah.
Well, if a flying shark is a flying shark, then it's a flying shark. It doesn't need to be in the water.
But is it a dead flying shark because it's not in the water anymore?
Maybe it breathes.
It can't breathe
Differently.
I mean, a massive shark coming
is
at
it
you,
like
dead or
piranha?
alive, is gonna hurt.
So like piranha with the wings.
Like a flying fish?
Like
it can only
flying
be out of the
sharks?
water for a few minutes?
Yeah.
And then it has to go back? Then you're totally safe.
I think Bob is talking about like uncoupled from the water. Flying
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
Oh,
air
is he?
sharks.
Like birds.
Are you a mind
Like a-
reader now?
I'm a Dorsey whisperer. Yeah.
Dorsey.
Like a flying D of sharks.
Yeah. Kadish, how about you? What's your choice?
Oh, totally the shark.
Oh,
Totally
yeah,
shark.
okay. Yeah. All right. It's unanimous. Sharks.
I think we
Flying
gotta-
shark is the way to
I
go.
think we have to clip that now.
We're definitely going to clip
Thank you,
that.
Bob.
Flying
Thank you, Bob. Back to Mission Impossible. So the other.
So can I give you my theory about Shea Wiggum's character?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Please go ahead.
All right. So Shea Wiggum plays this character Briggs. He's like the head of a special forces team, which is sent to apprehend or take down Ethan Hunt, because Ethan Hunt, as is his custom in every Mission Impossible movie, has gone rogue. And I believe that he is because there's a scene there where basically him and Tom Cruise lock eyes right before the big car chase, and Tom Cruise gives him a look like he recognizes him, right? So I think he is Emilio Estevez's brother.
Charlie Sheen.
No,
Emilio Estevez
from the first
movie. You know what I've always wanted to see in a Mission Impossible movie, and I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I would love to see like a mangled, evil Emilio Estevez return from the dead. Like just like his face is all jacked up.
the
You don't
villain
come
from the
back
first?
from an elevator.
You might.
I forgot.
might.
I forgot about Emilio.
Remember, he goes.
Yeah.
He's the hacker. And he's in the
Yeah.
elevator.
Should
The
I-
elevator goes up, and he gets stabbed in the face.
I need to watch all the movies.
But what if he survives and he has an eye patch and a bunch of scars? And he's just like, "You left me for dead, Ethan. Now I'm going to destroy you."
son of
Like
a
I
bitch.
would watch that movie. That sounds great.
Well, it wasn't Ethan's fault because that was the big twist.
I mean, it's essentially 006 and 007 in.
Is he the main villain from the
Gold
first
Mine.
one?
no.
No.
He just has like a small.
He's a
cameo.
team member.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
a team member in the first movie.
Yeah, he gets assassinated like really quick.
Um,
But I believe that this character that Shea Wiggums plays is the brother of Emilio Estevez, and so he has a grudge against Ethan because he doesn't know what happened to his brother. He just knows that he was on Ethan's team and he died.
But doesn't nobody know that this force exists? Like the Mission Impossible
what
force.
was interesting about this movie is that they basically introduced this concept, which for 6 movies didn't exist, about like, you're a criminal and your only choice is to join the IMF.
Yeah.
And so
That was new.
yeah,
That's
Is
a
it
new thing.
new?
yeah,
Oh.
that was completely new. And I also like Carrie Elways' thing where he's like the International Monetary Fund.
No, the impossible mission
And
force.
then he's like, wait, there's an impossible mission force.
You're telling me that if you can't do it,
Isn't that a-
you just leave word for somebody and they take care of it for you?
That's a dumb name.
Impossible
Mission Force.
Well, that's an impossible mission.
Yeah. During that
For
scene,
Mission Impossible.
what the actor that came in and played the guy that Tom Cruise pulled the mask off at the beginning.
Yeah,
threw
the super
bomb.
creepy looking guy.
Who was that? The guy that played? I can't remember his name.
Do you know what he reminded me
But he
of?
reminded me of the dude who played in the Queen movie. In
Queen movie.
he played Freddie Mercury. in the
Oh
Queen
no,
movie.
that's not him.
It's not the same guy.
No, you're
No,
talking about
that's not Rami Malek.
yeah,
Yeah,
Rami Malek.
That's it.
No,
It
that's
wasn't.
not. No.
Because that jaw.
no.
And it looked
He
like,
did-
it
he was
looked
a-
like him just with aged up a little bit with gray hair. And
He was a
stuff.
very unique looking person,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't.
I will say that it was cool to see the actor who played Kittredge in the first movie
Yes,
come back in this
yeah.
one.
I almost thought there was a moment in the very beginning of this movie, not the very beginning, but like in that scene when all the big wigs are talking, where Tom Cruise like throws the smoke bomb. Everybody's knocked out except for Kittrick, and he sits down. And he's like, "Ethan, I know you're upset." I thought for sure he was going to say, "You've never seen me very upset," but he didn't do it, and I was like,
That would have been a great.
that would have been a great
Hey,
throwback.
can I bust in here really quick?
Yeah, what's up?
I just want to thank WG for 5 Salty Nerd podcast memberships.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Farnsworth, Zach Nafane Sherafun. I guess that's how you say that name. Big Rod, Syfax, and Ashley Nava. We're gifted subs. Thank you guys. Thank you, WG, for the 5 gifted
Thank
subs.
you,
That's
WG.
fine. You just gifted the wife of the podcast.
Yeah.
A sub.
Mrs.
Great.
Salty.
Mrs. Salty Nerd.
She's now a member.
Oh no, that's not good.
Oh no, she gets access.
Oh no,
the hidden behind the scenes stuff. Worlds collide.
Every time
So-
I was looking at that guy that carried that briefcase into that room, you know what he reminded me of? Anybody seen The Labyrinth? The little troll guy.
The old one from the 80s?
Yeah, his face looks very
He's-
similar.
Very.
I'm telling
I
you,
can't
it's
think
Rami
of what
Malek.
his name is.
It's not Rami
It
Malek.
has to be.
No,
it's not.
It's not.
gotta
But he
have
is a
It's
very
not.
unique person. Like his look is very different. Like if
Yeah.
you see him in another movie, you're never gonna mistake him again. You're like, oh, that's that guy.
That's the guy.
I did wonder why they didn't use like the fake mask stuff for the Abu Dhabi airport, because like while they're doing like all like the changing of the faces, like Tom Cruise could have been pretty safe just walking around as like
Somebody else.
that they didn't know.
Well,
Because
that's a
he's
good
Tom
point.
Cruise. He's got to have his face out there.
Well, I like that they had Ving Rhames in the background, like digitally switching his face. Again,
Yeah.
this is the issue I had with the AI thing. Like,
Well, they didn't know at that time. And didn't the AI eventually?
eventually it did.
Yeah.
Eventually it did throw a
Maybe
wrench in
AI
their plan.
didn't know they were there yet.
I'm like, if it knows all, it should know all the
All
time.
outcomes and
Yeah.
stuff
Was it-
like that.
Was it convenient to you guys that the mask making machine just conveniently broke?
It breaks in almost everything. It's a joke. It's a running joke in all of the movies.
I would assume they would have had a spare
It
made.
broke.
And
they carry.
in the third one, it messed up on them when they were trying to do the Philip Seymour Hoffman thing. They couldn't get the voice right, and it messed up on him. I think in one of the other ones where he tried to make a mask but it wouldn't work. It's kind of like a running joke that the Impossible Mission Force's gadgets almost always suck. Like it was a whole plot point,
And he always has to overcome it.
in the Dubai one where he's like frog manning up the side of the mountain, not mountain, the building, and his gloves that are like allow him to stick to the glass, they malfunction.
Yeah.
All the gadgets from the Impossible Mission Force always mess up. That's like a running joke in the whole franchise.
It's cool.
It's funny.
They
have fun with that.
I don't know. All I want to do now is go on a vacation and
Globetrot.
I want to go on a train.
Dude, it was the Orient Express.
Yeah.
I told my wife,
Orient
I go,
Express.
you want to go on a train vacation?
They have them that go from like California
Yeah,
to
they have
Canada.
one that goes
It's
up
like-
the coast.
Go to
Yeah.
like Seattle and back. Spend like 2 weeks.
I mean, I wouldn't
That'd
stay
be
in
super
Seattle.
fun.
I don't know if I can sit on a train for 2 weeks, man. That sounds super
I
boring.
I mean, it's,
I know, it does.
if it's open where you can walk.
The only
and
time I'd want to
they're
be on a
viewing
train is if I could solve a murder that happened.
Yeah.
You want to go on.
They have those. You could go to
Murder
a dinner
mystery.
and like pay to go for
Murder
a
mystery
dinner and a
train.
murder mystery on a train. I'm sure they have it. I bet you they have it at the Bonneville Farms over here. They still have the train over there at that place out here in Vegas.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know?
Isn't
No.
that place closed down?
I thought they got bought out by somebody and they brought the train back.
They got bought out by a real estate developer that was going to tear it down.
God dang it. What else can we talk about this movie? I love visually, I love the like all-seeing eye thing, like you were talking about at the bar scene, like the Matrix style, and the sound effect that they use when the AI is like around. It's not
CGI didn't bother me at all. The little bit of it that you could see.
what's CGI?
I believe it was a green screen when the train thing fell behind him, right? It looked a little too fake.
So
to
I
me.
think the train going off the bridge
Yeah.
was real and then digitally
They added
remastered.
in the back because
Yeah.
it looked like a fake.
Yeah,
but
so
it didn't bother me. I was like, okay, let's go with it.
If I'm remembering correctly, from the behind the scenes footage, they have a real train going off a track and dropping into a chasm, but the chasm's just dirt. So the water, the river,
so that's all added
CGI,
in.
but the
Okay.
train itself is real.
That's the only time I caught it.
Mhm.
If there was other CGI in this, I didn't notice it.
Yeah,
But that's the only time I caught it.
the actual physical train is real, but the background, I guess, of like the greenage and the water, that's all fake.
Well, the scenes where like Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell are in like the train cars as like they're being like tossed around. And
Yeah.
stuff.
That's real, right?
That was real.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it was super
That's
cool.
real, though, right?
I
Like,
got,
that's a set scene because
Yeah,
Chris thought that was CGI, and I was like, no, that's
real.
them.
They
in
built a
there,
train
yeah.
specifically for this movie so they could destroy it, which is really cool. I got hardcore Jurassic Park Lost World vibes when they were hanging off the train in the thing and they were like trying to climb up it, and I was like, oh, I've seen that before. Yeah.
Now I know he does all
Wasn't
his.
there a Jurassic Park joke in this movie?
If there was, I missed it, which is really upsetting.
Well, it was one of those things where it's like, I believe it was like about Ian Malcolm's line where he says, you didn't stop to think, you should. And I think Simon Pegg's character was like, did you just Jurassic Park me?
Did he say that? How did I miss that?
that.
I would not have missed
We'll have
that.
to go back and see it.
Yeah. Go see it twice, guys.
I know he does his own stunts, and every movie he kind of amps it up. But do the other actors do their own stunts as? I mean, not as close to him.
No.
So do they go like, "Damn it, Tom, you gotta show off again"?
Go ahead.
Do they
I was
want
gonna say, is this a go see it twice movie? You guys
I think
I
so.
would watch it.
I
again.
would say
I
this is
think
go
so.
see it 5 times.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I would. Did it?
I had a lot of fun with this movie.
I heard it underperformed.
Really?
I heard opening weekend it was only 80 million.
I heard that was also narrative. That was
Really
bullshit narrative. Yeah.
Oh, do we know how much it made?
Well, I think we'll probably discuss this on Saturday with Odin.
Okay.
And the guys. But
yeah.
Foxhound, do you remember the exact kind of like reference? Because like I remember hearing the reference in the movie, and I was thinking like, oh, Alex is gonna love that.
I'm gonna be really ashamed of myself if I missed a Jurassic
I
Park
don't
reference.
remember a Jurassic Park reference, but
I don't either.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm not a
that's
I would
Jurassic
say there
Park
were
guy.
children in my showing, like little kids, like parents bought like little kids to watch this movie.
I would
and I was like, okay.
I would have loved to see a dinosaur eat a kid. That would have been awesome.
Were they? I had a really kind of a crappy experience at the theater that I went to. There was some douchebag in the corner who thought he was like George Costanza and was just like cracking jokes.
Oh no, I had an elderly
was
woman who thought I had to move on the opposite side of Chris because she was driving me insane.
He was like, "Oh, we all saw that in the trailer." I'm like, "Dude, shut up!" Like, I was so mad, dude. I hate when people talk in theaters. Like, it just.
I don't understand.
If the movie's bad though, and they're making it better, then it's okay.
Okay.
Maybe, but this is like it is a decent Mission Impossible movie. I really was having a lot of fun.
Or when they're cackling like I won't sit next to my stepmom in theaters because she cackles so loud. I don't want to be associated with it. Like I will move rows away.
Hey, just out of curiosity, what was everybody's theater experience like? Were your theaters full? Were they?
Mine was pretty full, but I specifically picked a smaller theater because my wife doesn't like the DFX like overabundance.
I saw it in the DFX.
How was because those are huge theaters. Was it packed?
It was. So we went at a 4:30 showing, and it was
like a weekday?
Elderly people, and then the couple with like 6 middle school kids, spread. So it wasn't packed.
Okay.
I mean, I went yesterday on a Monday, and we went to the 1240 show.
We went yesterday too, yeah.
And it was in the big, fancy theater, and I think we were about half full, maybe. So, and I thought that was really good for early afternoon
on a Monday.
In fact, I thought the theater when we got out there was a lot of people milling around. So, I was impressed with the theatrical people, the turnout of people that were there watching movies.
Do you think people
at
are
that
burnt
time?
out?
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I went to AMC Town Square, did like the digital screening, and my theater, it wasn't sold out, but it was very crowded. Like I'd say it was maybe like 60% full.
Yeah,
and that was like a big theater too. It's bigger than like what we typically go to at the luxury theater.
I will say this: in Las Vegas, where we're at, when it's 111 degrees
Satan's outside, yes.
There's a lot of people I think that just go to movies.
Yeah.
Just to get out of the heat for 2 hours.
It's too freaking hot.
The theater couldn't keep up with it. We were at Green Valley, and it still was warm in the theater.
Well, I talked to somebody who works on like HVAC, air conditioners and stuff, and they said an air conditioner will only drop the temperature 30 to 35 degrees from the outside ambient temperature. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, unless you have some crazy industrial like meat locker place. If you're working with an AC, it's going to be only 30 degrees cooler. I'm like, well, if it's 120 degrees outside, you're inside your house is going to be like 80.
Well, it also has to do with the insulation of the room that is cooling. So like if you have like a well insulated house,
you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You walk into my house, it's like a freezer. It's like set at 65.
My house, I got 2 stories, so we keep it warm downstairs for the mother-in-law because she lives with us, and she's always cold.
She's old.
And my upstairs is like a freaking meat locker. It's ridiculous.
My whole house is a meat locker, but I'll use a heated blanket on my lap, and it drives Chris crazy.
But most of the houses here in Vegas have 2 air conditioning units, one for the upstairs, one for the downstairs. So like, you're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it's stupid hot outside right now, dude. It's unbelievable.
So I think
the other day when I was leaving the office, my car was 118 degrees when I got inside.
I just think right now people would go watch, The Little Mermaid. If he got you out of the heat for 2 hours.
Well, in Vegas, this is our winter right now.
Yeah,
this is the time of year where you just stay inside. You do indoor stuff. You don't go outside.
When I went home from work the other day, I was driving home from work. It was like the first really hot day of this thing is going on. It's 100 103 degrees at midnight
Yeah.
when I'm driving home.
Yep.
And there were probably 30 people from the neighborhood walking their dogs in the park at midnight.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I've got
because
two. Yeah,
you don't
can't take your dog
you can't
outside.
take them out.
No.
So it was just we come at it after dark in Las Vegas.
I will still
during
take
the summer.
120 plus here over 80 at home with 70% humidity back in Chicago. Yeah, no.
Fair enough.
I will, because here you can at least get into shade or in something and it cools down. Their humidity will follow you. Yeah, I shed real bad. Just falls.
So are we done talking about?
I don't know. We just kind of pivoted there.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, that's fine. I really enjoyed myself. I had a good time. I do feel like the movie wasn't perfect. There's some issues I had with it.
I will say that this is like one of the funnest movies I've seen all year.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And I want to get to Nadia's because like you've been proselytizing the Dungeons
and Dragons movie. Any chance I get, I should get a rev.
And you texted me and you were like, I have a new favorite movie of the year.
This is my favorite movie of the year. I enjoyed it from start
to
finish.
You weren't even like a big Mission Impossible person.
No, I'm not a big action movie person either. I mean, I grew up with them, but it's not the first movie I'll go to see. And when you told me to come on, I was like, okay, all right, I'll go see it because I need to at least know what I'm talking about. And I enjoyed it from start to finish. There wasn't any boring moments for me. Like I said, even though I knew towards the end they were going to win, the stakes kept me interested. I was, on the edge of my seat watching what was going on. For somebody who doesn't have any history of the whole series, the relationships, everything worked for me. Like I wasn't lost at anything on it. The chemistry amongst everybody in the movie was great. I thought it was great. Now, would I bring a sword fight to a close knife fight? No. Sword to a close knife? No. I mean, no offense. You don't do that.
Reminds me.
But I thought it was great. I really, to me, it has a lot of rewatch value. Sure. And that's what I judge movie of the year on. And to me, I would rewatch it more so than the D&D movie.
100% going to rewatch this before I go see the next one for sure.
I want to know what you guys think about this. This is, I take my wife to this movie. She did not like it. But
she didn't like Indy either, did she?
No, but
nobody did.
But what she said was I was thinking about it afterwards. She goes, everybody's too pretty. There's no for real. So like all this action goes on, right? And what she said was, it's like nobody has a black eye, nobody has a cut lip, nobody has a bruise. Everybody's clothes are always tucked in. Nobody gets dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, and she's right.
Yeah, she's right.
And she's right. And those are the kind of things that took her out of this
Tom
movie.
Cruise jumped off a mountain,
parachuted
into a moving train,
and his hair still
broke through glass.
Yeah, she said that. Nobody's hair gets messed up.
She's right.
But I think that's the illusion of the type of movie this is supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
not really grounded in reality.
Yeah. Is that
right?
I think that's what she's trying to get to, or what you're trying to get to.
I mean, she doesn't like Tom Cruise, so she's gonna find every little thing.
Everything.
She's gonna cage the fuck out of this movie. But at the same time, she said that like, oh man, she's right.
Yeah,
she's 100% correct. So
but it's not a John Wick movie though, because we're not.
I don't want to.
Well, I also liked it that there was a good balance between the women and men in this movie. Like, nobody wasn't overpowering each other. There was a good balance in fighting. I like
that alleyway fight seems cool.
Because I'm like, great, he's gonna get his ass whooped by this puny little Asian girl, right? It's like, I get it. She's skilled.
His size is negated by the fact that he's in a tunnel like this big.
He's really short.
He's really small.
He's really short. But then he like overcomes her. I'm like, okay, yeah, because he's a man. He'll have a little bit more endurance and strength. It's, to me, that's like realistic in the fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand where you're coming from, where nobody had messed up shirts. Nobody had blood all over themselves.
Right.
Nobody had bruises. Everybody was like combed to perfection.
I'm trying to look back at like even the Henry Cavill one when he plays, what's his name? August Walker. August Walker. And there was the best fight scene in that movie, in my opinion, was the bathroom fight scene.
Mine too.
Yeah. And they're like getting thrown through porcelain toilets, and like tiles are breaking and mirrors are getting broken. And I don't remember seeing a lot of blood or scratches or bruises.
There's not a lot of of blood in this one either.
No, this one. I told my wife, I'm like, I'd take my 9-year-old to this. There's not really.
Maybe that's
anything.
why
They didn't even swear. I don't even remember anybody saying a swear
Yeah,
word.
I don't think there was any swearing.
This is like practically PG.
Almost.
Maybe that's why they took all those middle
lot of killing.
schoolers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shooting and killing, but there's
it's
no
not
blood.
like
There's no
visual
blood.
death, like gory or
Yeah. People get hit by a bullet and they go, and they fall
They're
down.
done.
What is it rated?
PG-13.
Okay.
I do want to ask you guys two things. So first, I'm kind of surprised at how many people don't know that this is part one of like a two-parter.
Right.
Because there are a lot of people out there who's like, when it gets to the end, they're just like, "What? That's it?"
So wait, really? People think
It
that?
literally says part one at the beginning of the movie.
I know, but there are a lot of people out there who go and see this movie and they're not aware that it's just like half of like a much bigger movie. Do you think that's a failing of the marketing? Like, why do you think?
No, I think people are just
my
dumb.
dad didn't realize it's a two-parter. And when I told him today, hey, you should go see it because this is the stuff, he goes, nah, I'll wait till the second one comes out so I can just watch both
Binge
of them
watch
back to
But
back.
they haven't even made the second one yet.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
yet.
He doesn't
Is
want to watch it, and then there's no conclusion until the second one comes out.
This isn't like one of those movies where they film them both at the same time, and they can release one year and one the very next year.
Yeah,
it's gonna be 3-4 years.
You think
before
so?
the next
that's
one.
okay. Yeah, that's fine. But
Oh yeah,
Really?
100%. Yeah,
I'm curious. So
at least 3 years.
Tom Cruise.
Well, yeah,
has,
with the writer strike and the
probably
all that
longer.
stuff too is going to be even longer now.
Yeah.
If they were smart, they would have filmed back to back.
Yeah,
But it's a Paramount movie, so they don't have any money.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Cruise will fund the whole thing himself.
Or Scientology.
Yeah, Scientology. Well, the Church of Scientology is
Yeah.
like, thanks free. Let's pay for the movie.
Yeah.
There'd be a message at the end of the movie like, join Scientology. It'd be hypnotizing you the whole time. I'm wondering what they're gonna do. So Tom Cruise famously just like ups his own ante with all these stunts. Like the couple of movies ago, he like jumped across the building. This one of them he hanged on the side of an airplane, and this one he jumped off a mountain. What's next? What's he gonna do next?
go to space.
Oh, hey.
You think?
Yeah.
No, I think he is going to space.
Well,
That's a good point.
He's
to
actually
destroy
going to
the
space.
AI.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he?
Because the AI is in a satellite, right?
Yeah.
No,
Possibly.
it's a different movie where he's actually going to film it in space.
What?
You haven't heard about that?
No. What
No.
movie is this?
No, it's a movie that they're doing in pre-production where like they're actually going to go to the International Space Station.
I thought it was a
like,
Mission Impossible movie.
I don't know if it is or not.
Maybe
I
it
think
is.
it's a
Maybe
and
it
they're
is.
keeping it on the DL.
I think
Yeah.
it's the next one of these.
It probably is.
I think.
So he'll drop from the satellite into Earth's atmosphere in a specialized suit with
Something
mask,
crazy.
and he'll survive it somehow.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, so the AI was originally in a satellite.
It's in a
But it's
submarine.
in a submarine, though.
It transferred itself to the submarine, sunk the submarine so that nobody could get to it.
Right.
And it lives down there. Now, when Tom Cruise, now he has the, spoiler alert, he has the key to the sub and he knows where it is. Or he's going to find out where it is because he's going to get to Gabriel and get
Would
the
he
information.
need to use a satellite to find out where the submarine is?
No, but what I'm thinking is going to happen is he's going to go down to the submarine and he's going to destroy the sub, and the AI is going to transfer itself back to the satellite.
So there's a part three.
So there's
Listen, we got to have at least a 3-hour movie.
the third act of the next movie will be him going to space to get the satellite
or it'll just be
and destroy the AI.
and then a space stunt.
Or it'll just be
Sure.
the first 20-minute opening action sequence.
Do you guys remember Felix Baumgartner? He jumped from space. It'll be like that. It'll be like Tom Cruise.
Baumgartner?
You don't remember that?
Something got to. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he jumped from space.
I think it's got to be an ocean effect. Something weird with the ocean that he'll do.
Well,
crazy
he
stuff
already held
for.
his breath for like 7 minutes or whatever. Like that was
Maybe
already done.
something-
Are you playing a video game while you're producing the show right now?
No.
He's doing his dailies.
He's doing his
He's doing
daily.
his fucking dailies. Jerk.
Well, I was just waiting for my next question. I have two things I wanted to ask.
Okay, go ahead.
So one of the big set pieces in this movie was the big car chase through Rome. It was kind of funny because we had seen Fast X, where basically they did the exact same thing, doing a big car chase through Rome. But I feel like this one was done so much better. Number one, it was more believable. But number two, there's a part where like Tom Cruise has to like get like a safe car.
Oh, the little Fiat.
Oh, yeah.
And it's this little go-kart basically.
Wasn't that Wick 4?
No, that was a Fast 10.
Do they
Oh,
state that
okay.
this is in Rome? Because I thought they said
Yeah,
it was in
yeah,
Venice, but it looked.
No, it's
in Rome?
It's in Rome.
Well, I
yeah.
know it's because I got married in Rome, and I've been to every single one of those locations.
It's
Nice.
in Rome because I recognize the exact same
Yeah.
places from Fast X.
Yeah.
But they also threw in a neat little twist where basically Haley Atwell and Tom Cruise are handcuffed to each other,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and because in Europe it's on a different side, the driver's side. they have like this fun thing where like she has to drive and then like he has to get up, but like his arm is like crossed over, so it's like hard for him to drive.
Yeah.
And it just added such like an interesting like little twist to like the car chase. So I wanted to get your guys' opinion on is this the best car chase scene we've seen this year?
This year?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure. The one in Fast X was nonsensical.
I didn't see I have never seen any of the Fast Furious movies, and I'm proud of that.
Watch the first one.
I haven't seen.
Tokyo Drift is what Chris says. Like, just watch Tokyo Drift.
I haven't bothered to see the first one or the new Fast.
Is it all about family?
I did watch the Wick movie where they had this car chase in Paris. I think, or whatever. But what I want to ask, I remember yesterday when I'm watching this movie and I looked over to my wife, I go, do you think the people that live in Rome are like us people that live in Vegas when they get the car chases?
Oh, absolutely.
Probably,
everything's all completely wrong.
100%. Dude, we just criticized the movie.
They went from the fountain to the Coliseum to this tunnel to this other thing, and I was like, I really doubt all those things
are so close together.
Actually, there is a fountain at the bottom of those steps because I believe those are the Spanish steps.
Okay.
That because from what I remember being married there is a fountain in that area.
I don't
but when they like crash through a wall part of it, I don't remember that being there. It's probably not there.
I just bet they got it all wrong.
They're probably like,
I think Hollywood
Americans
doesn't care about.
No, they don't care.
Would you recommend I watch Fast and Furious series or The Expendables?
Expendables.
I'll watch them both.
1000%.
No, Fast and Furious is way better than The Expendables.
You think so?
I know so.
Oh, you know so.
Yeah, I've watched both
Look
of
who
them.
I'm asking.
That makes me immediately want to watch The Expendables.
Why did I even
Where do you live?
The Expendables movies are boring.
You're nuts. Comment below. I want to see your thoughts in the comments. Expendables or Fast and the Furious? This is an obvious answer.
Listen, I am tweeting that. That is a poll. There's a poll going out right now.
Fast and Furious.
That is a nonsensical statement to make.
First of all, there are 10 Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
There's only 4 Expendables, 3 of which are out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The first Expendables is good. The next one is ridiculously boring, and the third one is just stupid.
Well, they're all dumb, but so are the Fast and Furious movies.
That's not true. Like there's a point in the Fast and Furious franchise where it's actually like legitimately good. So,
well, the chat's gonna find out.
I've also never seen any 007 movies except for Skyfall, and that was the other series I want to pick up and start watching.
Watch
from
them
the
all.
start.
You have to watch them all.
Yeah.
Bond movies just go nuts.
I didn't like the Daniel Craig Bond
era.
movies.
I like them.
But Skyfall's the only experience I have of it, and I enjoyed it. So I'm curious to see the comparison to the other Bonds when I go through it.
This poor guy said, Oakley said, dude, they filmed The Last of Us in my city and shut down half the downtown for an entire summer. I have to drive downtown and back twice a day, every day. It's freaking awful. Dude, I'm sure.
But they got their Emmy nomination.
The poll is live on Twitter.
All right.
And they're splitting the second game into 2 seasons. If they ever come back.
When the Formula One comes to Vegas, it's gonna be
it's gonna be crazy.
Oh my god,
ridiculous. It's gonna be all terrible.
I wonder how I can. Never mind. I don't want
to. That is not for us.
Getting back to Mission Impossible.
Sorry. Yeah. It's okay.
So like, I felt refreshed coming out of the screening of this movie, because it felt like an actual summer film.
Right.
Summer blockbuster.
It was enjoyable. Like I would go so far as to say it's one of the best movies I've seen all summer.
Sure, yeah.
But like it does have its flaws. It's not without flaws. But it was a fun popcorn movie that you could go to the theater and actually enjoy in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the experience that I keep comparing it to, which is I went to the theater, saw Indiana Jones 5, and was just bored out of my fucking mind.
Yep.
I hated that movie because I was so bored, because I wasted time and money for Indiana Jones, and it just was boring to me.
Yeah, and
no enjoyment.
And so like it's such a stark contrast to that experience, and I feel like word of mouth might actually help this movie get some legs and do better than it's expected to do. I know that things kind of came in like a little bit under expectations for the opening box office, but it wasn't like that big of a difference, and I think that it's still doing better than Indy 5. So
when did Mario come out?
A couple months ago.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not a summer movie.
I don't think that. I feel.
I think it
right
was like
now
the
we're in the summer.
It's like May, I think.
It also depends on how Oppenheimer and Barbie will do next week too.
I predict Oppenheimer will make more money than Barbie.
I don't think so.
No.
I think
Dude, my parents want to go see Oppenheimer.
Yeah, but there's a whole there's 16 generations of girls out there that want to go watch
It's
Barbie.
for the gram.
Yeah.
For the gram.
Sure,
Okay.
I suppose.
I think you have to invest in Oppenheimer because it's going to be a long,
dramatic
sludge movie that
it's not might not be feeling feeling good after that.
Yeah, it might not be a popcorn going movie.
Yeah.
It's not a popcorn going movie. To me.
Fair. That's a meal of a movie.
Barbie's like a girls' night out. Like, hey, let's get all the girls together.
I'm actually surprised that they're releasing Oppenheimer in the summer. It seems like it would do better in the
In the
winter,
fall.
like November.
You think it would be
December.
like a Oscar bait movie? Like those usually come out in October, don't they?
Probably still is. But yeah.
I mean, I still want to see it. I like historic dramas like that.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, it's Nolan. I like all his stuff.
Now, is anyone excited for Blue Beetle?
No.
That movie's dead on arrival.
Yeah.
Bro.
I don't even
Nobody's
know who
watching
the
that
Blue
shit.
Beetle is. I have no idea who this character is.
It's like somebody trying to cash in on a stock
Are we
that's not
pivoting?
worth it. Yeah, we're pivoting.
Well, can we give a star rating for Mission Impossible?
Okay.
3.5. It's good, fun,
yeah.
easy, digestible, fun action movie. It's not perfect. I had a lot of problems with the length. I had some problems with some like too many characters that I didn't care about, stuff like that. But overall, I had a great time. So, what about you?
I agree with everything you just said. 3.5 stars. It's got some issues, but it's fun. Good summer blockbuster popcorn flick. Got no major issues with it. Go waste some time, get out of the hot sun, and watch a movie, man. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
4.5, man, out of 5.
Dang.
Because of I judge movies on the rewatch value, and this to me has a lot of rewatch value in it.
Fair enough.
To go back and see it. I enjoyed it from start to finish. Yes, it does have some flaws, but from start to finish, it's something I can recommend to people who don't have any like interest in variety of different dramas. You've got romance, action. There's a ton of things in this. Yeah, I would say 4.5 out of 5.
Wow,
Nice.
that's strong.
Katie, how about you, buddy?
Yeah, I give this a solid 4 stars out of 5. Like I had a really good time watching it in the theater. Thought it was a very fun movie. I do think there's a lot of rewatchability to it. I feel like it's a good successor to Mission Impossible 6, and I can't wait to see like what they do with Mission Impossible 8 because of it. Now, Nadia did bring up. She texted me an article which I thought was kind of interesting about how Bob Iger is rumored to be considered selling all of Disney.
What?
I don't know how real it is.
Let's go.
I texted. I said, "Listen, I don't know how factual this is, but here you go." And it was from Screen Rant.
Screen Rant reported that Bob Iger is going to sell the
rumors.
Sure.
Some Saudi prince is going to pull some money off of his toilet paper roll and buy Disney. So
what? No.
Might as well.
I mean, how much money has Disney lost so far?
Fair, but regardless of how crappy the movies have been, do you know how much money that company makes?
Retcon on the whole thing.
Listen,
the parks are losing money. A lot of things are losing money.
The parks are losing money, but like the Florida thing, losing like their special
their tax
dispensation.
Yeah.
That really hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like overall, like I could see a point where like Disney is in such financial straits, especially with the looming sale of Hulu, where like they have to buy it. That they may consider selling all or part of the company just to like, kind of consolidate stuff and
float by or something.
I don't know. I mean, when I used to trade stock, I was like naively like, oh, I'll get into Disney stock, and when right before they release a movie, I'll buy a bunch of stuff. The movie industry
you used to be able to do that.
The movie industry is less than 10% of Disney's overall stock worth. So the idea that like, oh, they made a bunch of shitty movies, their stock's way down, like it's way more than that.
The parks are in my opinion, the parks are no longer fun to go to because it's so expensive now to go. It used to be where it could be a yearly family vacation for a family of 4.
Like $3,000
and then when you get in there, it's just buying more stuff.
Also,
on top
apparently,
of it.
Disney Plus has been like just a black hole of money.
Sure.
That's just been sucking up like tons of funds.
I only watch one thing.
Disney has a reckoning coming, man. They're not. I don't think they're in good shape. I really don't.
I don't know.
Plus, like that. How much did they buy Fox for? Like $40 billion or something like that. And then they're gonna have to spend billions on Hulu. There's already talk about them selling off ABC.
Yep.
And parts of ESPN.
They just put Miss Marvel. They announced they're going to put Miss Marvel on ABC too. the series.
Did one of us say Bob Igor?
Igor.
Oh, hey man.
Didn't he just re-sign his contract too?
Yeah,
for
he just got renewed.
Tens of
26
I'm not even going to
million
pretend to know what's happening.
Yeah,
It's so far above my head.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, man. They might get some investor, some angel investor that gives like $70 billion to him. And he's like, well, now I'm part owner.
I'm to the point now where I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care.
There's nothing that Disney now. Haunted Mansion has my interest just slightly because it's one of my favorite rides.
It's not going to make any money.
I used to want to go to the parks almost yearly and stuff. Now I'm like, no,
I don't
there's
know.
nothing.
After seeing Snow White, what they
Oh,
have for
man.
that.
I'm a Universal guy.
I am too.
I love Universal Parks. Universal Studios is a great place to go visit.
It's affordable.
Way
it's
cheaper.
Fun
It's got way better
yeah.
movies. They got the Jurassic Park ride. Like, it's a win-win. Like, I love that
Harry
place.
Potter World.
Yeah.
I told the wife just a couple of days ago. She goes, I want to go to LA.
Super Mario World.
And go to I want to go to Universal. She goes, you don't want to go to Disneyland?
No, Universal's way better.
But you haven't been to Star Wars Land yet. I'm like, yeah. I want to go. I'd rather go to Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants to see the First Order and
I know
the Resistance?
Nobody.
Wait till they start selling off those props. Start deciding to change it.
What are they going to do with that giant Millennium Falcon?
Just sell it off. Somebody's going to buy it for their backyard or
Right?
something.
It's going to
Yeah.
end up in some casino. Down the strip.
Knott's Berry too. Your wife said.
Knott's Berry is
I
amazing.
actually worked for Knott's Berry for one of their Halloween seasons. Did makeup and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Knott's Berry is underrated.
Yeah, Knott's Berry is underrated. I don't even want to tell people about Knott's Berry because I don't want it to be crowded.
I always had fun when I went to Knott's Berry.
Yeah, Knott's Berry's fun as dope.
Yes, Boba Fett, Star Wars Land. You know, like Frontierland and it's like we're in all the Disney areas like a land.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Star Wars Land.
Whatever.
Disney needs a real save, and I don't think they're going to get one.
Not if they keep down this trajectory. They
especially like you were saying with the Snow White and who's the lead dwarf in that? Peter,
I don't know, but it's some magical creatures as opposed to
the lead dwarf is the guy that plays a not.
Peter Dinkley or something.
No,
it's not Peter Dinkley.
It's the guy. It's the same guy that plays not Gandalf in the.
But I thought he was one of them too, as well, wasn't he?
No, there's an actual dwarf.
One dwarf.
There's one dwarf.
Yeah. Okay.
And didn't he like complain about it?
Are they going to make him taller so the other guys are shorter?
I don't think Peter Dinklage is the dwarf in
the movie,
but he did come out and
screwed it up for everybody.
Screwed up all the other
out of jobs for it.
Little people actors.
Yeah. He's got his millions. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he basically said that it was like ableist to cast dwarves as actual dwarves or something like that.
How dare he?
And I will say, Snow White is
not Snow White.
Is not Snow White. And I'm brown. I'm Middle Eastern. Like, I get it.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
Get out of here.
Snow White is supposed to be like pale as fuck. It's just,
how dare you?
It's supposed to be like white.
Get the fuck out of my studio, you goddamn Arab. Jesus Christ.
Demonetized.
Yes, there you go.
How dare you be friends with me?
Oh my
but
God.
She's supposed to be like the fairest, like she's I feel like Kristen Bell did a better job.
I don't care about anything Disney puts out. I don't even want to talk about Marvel or Star, like whatever. I'm done, man. Like, give me something else. Show me something.
You
else.
want to talk about D&D?
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm like,
you would see the final crawl on our outro music.
And he just
I'm like, I don't even want to make videos about their stuff anymore. It's just like, what else is new? Oh, Disney made another crappy movie.
What's the next one? Is it Haunted Mansion?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I
Some
saw the trailer.
Star Wars crap they're putting out 3 years from now.
Is Acolytes really happening?
Ahsoka's
it's already done.
Oh,
yeah,
that's Ahsoka's coming out.
Coming out. I don't care.
Rebels season 5. Yeah,
whatever, dude. Like, I'm not gonna watch it.
Secret Invasion still airing?
Yeah,
it's still out there.
Yeah.
Also another show that
that's
I'm not
boring as hell.
That's a snoozer.
So boring.
I thought Andor was boring.
No, this is boring.
Andor had some moments, but yeah, it was a slow
burn. Did you guys know
for sure?
Fury was what's his name?
Samuel
Jackson's. What's his character's
Nick
name?
Fury.
Nick Fury is married to a Skrull.
No,
this whole time, during all the movies, he was married to a Skrull.
They're just RetroCon.
Did you know this?
No, I don't care.
Didn't they? Spoilers. Didn't they kill off? What's the lead Skrull guy? What's his name?
This last week. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm not caught up.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
Maybe you should watch it when it
What's
comes
the
out.
actor's name?
Maybe you shouldn't watch it at all.
You know, what's the guy from Star Wars?
Yeah, I know you're talking. Ben
what-
Mendelsohn.
Yeah.
He's the only
He's actually really
he's
good.
the only one carrying that
sure.
show,
Yeah,
or was carrying
guy.
that show.
Sorry. Wow.
Sorry, Matt.
Wow. You
Spoiler
just ruined the
I
show
know.
for him.
I'm sorry.
You're never gonna come back.
I know. You'll never see my face again.
Your stunt C status is revoked. Revoked.
You can't say it.
I cannot look at a woman and say that word.
Maybe if you had an Australian accent.
I just can't.
No. Oh man. Oh, speaking of Australian.
Australian?
I know you guys don't follow people on Instagram and stuff, but
Instagram, what's that?
yeah. The guys at Wormwood. They're
Oh,
making,
yeah.
Chris watches their channel all the time.
they're making
Tables and stuff.
They're making it what tables?
They're doing it
no,
three?
Wormwood is an Australian zombie movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um,
There's an actual company called Wormwood that does like D&D tables and stuff.
No,
Oh, God,
that's
you
not
and
the
your
same thing.
D&D.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
They're nerds, man.
Quit giving Wizards of the Coast money. Fuck. Stop it. My God.
The Wormwood guys are doing an animated show.
Ooh, about zombies.
About zombies in
that breathe
Australia.
methane and fire.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh yeah,
let's
dude.
do it.
They're like, we had an idea for a comic book and it was cool and all, but we're just gonna do it animated. I was like,
All right.
Let's
All
go.
right. Let's go.
What is
Yeah.
this?
Cool.
so
You
okay,
have-
so
What, are
Wormwood
you a
is
horror
this.
fan?
I am a horror fan,
Okay.
but I've never heard of this.
Oh.
I know
Jesus.
it's super low budget indie
Okay.
Australian zombie movie where a comet flies over the planet and people who die come back to life breathing methane.
Don't
So,
spoil it for her.
the
'cause
people-
she needs to watch
The
this
people who
movie.
survive and thrive in this zombie apocalypse use the zombies for fuel to run their cars and
What?
Oh, yeah,
it's a
Yeah,
brilliant.
so the first movie is called Wormwood Road of the Dead.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
The second movie is called Wormwood Apocalypse.
Yep.
And it's basically Mad Max meets
Zombies.
Zombies.
Dead.
Yeah, it's glorious.
How old is this
We've
movie?
It's
interviewed
pretty old.
several people involved on the show.
A couple
and
of the
it's fantastic.
actors and the
Shows you
show.
how
the
much
guy
I
who made
watch,
it.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for watching our
Yeah,
channel,
it's like-
Nadia.
It's like unsub.
Sorry, I got a
Unsub right
backlog
now.
watching,
Yeah.
you
We've
know.
only dedicated like 5 videos to these.
I'm
videos.
just surprised as a horror fan that you haven't
I
seen
know.
this.
I've never.
Oh, go check it out.
Zombies aren't. I like horror, but zombies aren't. Like
You know,
This is cheeky
my-
zombies.
Listen,
though.
you know
Okay.
how
It's got-
most cheap horror movies suck ass?
Yeah.
Well, these don't.
Okay.
I actually am
I-
100% behind these
I
movies.
should have
yeah.
you guys review the one movie I worked on, Devil in My Ride, which is a horror movie, but it's possession movie. I should
I-
give you
okay.
guys a copy of it.
I made the mistake of going through Prime last night, and there's some stupid shark movie called Sharks of the Corn.
Yes.
And I was like,
What?
and I'm like, fuck you. And I just kept on going.
It's a take on Children of the
Yes,
Corn.
but it's a shark.
well, what's funny is Red Letter Media just
It's
released
like,
a video
what is going on?
about this Tubi sensation called Watch Bait, and it's all these like films that like have like really interesting covers and really stupid titles that you're like Five-Headed Shark or like whatever,
Oh my
and like you're
God.
sitting there and you're like, huh, I might as well watch this.
Yeah.
You know, and the movies
Not
are just
doing it.
terrible.
I love shark movies.
Boba Fett's, I'll do Sharks of the Corn for August Bites. No.
Yes.
No.
Boba Fett,
Yes.
member.
Not doing it.
Member. So yeah.
Absolutely not.
Are you aware of August Bites?
No, this is my first August Bites. for you
Okay.
guys.
So
I assume it's
yeah.
all shark movies.
Well,
Well,
every
anything
year-
with fangs.
every year
Thanks.
in August because it's
Piranhas.
Jude's birthday month.
Yeah.
So she gets automatically she
Somehow
gets to
we
pick,
gave her the entire month.
right? So it's like Shark Week. It lines up with Shark Week and then also Jude's birthday. So we're just like, let's just
I
let's just give her the whole month.
Mhm.
And
Terrible.
it's
It's awful.
it started out with like vampires and werewolves
It's
and
the
stuff like
worst
that. And
stuff
this,
ever.
this year there's just so many shark movies that we want to review that we're like, let's just do August Bites.
Except for
Does
the
she-
Meg, apparently.
Meg, she doesn't want
Does
to do
she get
Meg.
to pick it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
But I get to put
Alex kind of like influenced.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, hey, here's 4 shark movies.
But she won't go see them. Oh, well,
She doesn't wanna see
she
the
told me
Meg
because she read the books and she's
Yeah.
very angry at how the first one.
Well, she
turned
hates
out.
Jason Statham too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because he was in the first Meg.
I don't know.
I mean, you have to. I feel like the Meg 2 has kind of embraced its stupidness.
yes.
I mean, when you got Jason Statham with a spear on
a jet ski.
on a wave,
Yeah.
going towards the world's giantest shark ever put on screen.
Yeah.
It's
Dude, listen, man.
It's
They
kinda
in the
campy.
trailer they had me when they had a GoPro video inside the shark's mouth.
Oh, with all the people
All
going
the
in?
it eating
and
people, and I'm
yeah.
like, just yes, please.
So yesterday at Mission Impossible, they showed that screen, the teaser or,
Yeah.
or the preview for it,
Yeah.
and I'm watching it, and I'm laughing, and I looked at my wife, and she looks at me, and she goes, "No."
Yeah.
Like,
Chris,
come on.
Chris
I'm
doesn't
like,
want to see it either.
Oh, it looks
He doesn't
I was
wanna-
like, I
glorious.
am not going
his
to
cup
that
of tea.
piece of shit.
It looks awesome.
Yeah,
I'll
for
watch
sure.
that in a heartbeat.
I love shark movies, piranha, anything in the ocean. I mean, I won't go in the ocean.
Have you seen The Shallows with
Yes.
Blake Lively?
Yeah.
I love that movie. I think it's great.
Anything with the sea or ocean, because the ocean to me terrifies me
It's
in
fascinating.
general.
It's
I don't
so
like it.
fascinating.
I
man.
don't think we
I watched-
understand anything of what's going on in the
If
ocean.
aliens are real, they live in the ocean.
For sure.
Yeah,
Well,
or they come out from the ocean or
Sure.
something. Yeah.
Listen, man. I
There's,
watched
there's
a
a
video.
secret portal under the bottom of the ocean.
I watched a
The
video.
giant kaiju's come through.
We haven't
I think
reviewed.
they made that movie.
Have we not seen? We never reviewed Pacific Rim.
That's
Have
okay.
we yet? I think
Have
we
we?
did a long time ago. But
I
don't
like that
remember.
movie too.
We never reviewed those, and with good reason, because I hate those.
Oh,
What?
we'll
Really?
sub you
Oh,
in.
Oh,
We're gonna
Let's-
sub in Kadish.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm
I'm
doing it.
down. I'll watch that movie.
I
Some of
love-
the dumbest movies I've ever.
No,
I
you're
like
read.
the
wrong.
first. The first one's good. The second one's it's okay.
Yeah, the second one's
Yeah,
but
it's
the
alright.
first one's fun.
Yeah.
Also,
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we got it going.
but what was I saying? Oh yeah, I saw a video of an octopus that was on board of a ship, and it was like maneuvering its way off the ship.
Uh-huh.
It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
They're so
They're
aliens.
smart.
so
I
crazy
think they have
smart.
the
They're aliens.
they have. It's either them or ravens that have the intelligence of like a 7-year-old.
Ravens do too.
Yeah.
Ravens are stupid smart too.
Yeah.
They're like they
Octopuses can figure out how to like open doors and locks.
and ravens can use tools to unlock things and stuff like that. There's crazy things out there in the world.
Oh,
but
yeah, especially
I
the
love
ocean.
ocean movies. I love
I
movies. Yeah.
Ocean movies freak me out.
Have
I
you-
won't go in the ocean. I won't even.
I would rather
No.
watch a movie about real Satanists
Really.
than fake underwater
Oh,
stuff.
there's that movie coming out. What is it? God is a Bullet or something? That's about
What?
yeah. it's
See,
about
I don't do
Satanists and
possession
stuff.
movies.
No,
Yeah.
it's based off
It's a crime.
crime
story.
movie,
Oh,
but
okay.
it has
Okay.
based off Satanists and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
It's based on a book.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take sharks and ocean stuff over that. I
Demonic
don't,
stuff?
Yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff. I
Mm.
don't do that stuff. I try not to dabble in that too much because I
Yeah.
get the heebie-jeebies.
get
And I don't
it.
like it.
I get it.
But I'll watch a monster movie in the ocean all day long. That sounds fun.
Godzilla, that new
Freaks me out.
Godzilla movie.
Oh,
Looks
we haven't
so
talked about
good.
Dope.
dude.
Godzilla minus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Godzilla
The
minus
the
one.
12-second trailer.
Dude, I was hooked immediately.
Yeah, me too.
I remember
Looks
still
great.
the P Diddy music video for the.
You know what I like? You know what I like about it?
For the Matthew Broderick one?
yeah.
You know what's cool about it?
Yeah, what's up?
It's Japanese.
Yeah, it's
It's not
super
legendary.
Japanese.
It's Japanese. It's
Yeah.
like a modern take on
on the classic Godzilla.
Do you
Yeah.
think they'll play it in theaters here?
I
No,
freaking hope.
I hope
absolutely
so,
not.
because
I would like to
no,
see
I don't
it.
think it will.
Why
think we're-
not?
I
Not
think
even
we're
like
gonna
a
have to watch it
special
on
screening or something.
demand. Maybe I hope so. I'd go to that.
Wasn't the trailer an American trailer? Because
No.
the words were
No, I don't think so.
English, weren't they?
No.
Oh man, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't care what you said. Yes.
He's like,
I love Godzilla, King Kong movies, Godzilla movies,
Hell yeah.
all
Yeah,
that
oh yeah,
stuff.
all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
us.
yeah.
I love monster movies.
But what do you think do you think that movie Godzilla minus
Mhm.
one is that going to be a retelling of the original Godzilla from the
I have no idea.
50s?
I have
Our mic went out.
Oh, that was weird. Hey, we're back. Sorry about the audio, guys.
how long were we out?
I don't know.
Probably talking about Godzilla.
Like
Half a
less
second.
than a second.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry if you guys missed
I heard
anything.
a boop.
Yeah, I'm super looking forward to that. I don't know when it's coming out, or even if I'm going to be able to watch it, but that looks freaking.
I think
awesome.
we'll be able to do something.
Because it
I
had
hope.
like the classic
would assume you
Godzilla
can-
sounds.
Probably stream it if you can't.
Oh
see
yeah,
it in
we'll
theaters.
be able to watch it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of we'll be able to watch it in a theater
Mm.
or at home.
Mm.
That's the only question.
I want to learn more about it.
So,
Maybe
yeah.
I shouldn't. Maybe I should just go in completely blind.
Go. Yeah, that's the best
So,
way
like,
to see
whatever.
movies like that.
For sure.
I don't even want subtitles.
Mm-mm.
I don't.
Really?
I'll make up my own dialogue.
I want to know what
whatever.
the chat thinks. Does the chat interested in Godzilla minus?
How many
one?
people has actually seen it?
Have you seen the trailer? Okay.
Why? No.
if people don't know, Kadish is doing this.
Yeah, he's gonna be the wrap up.
Giving us the wrap up. We're like, no, fuck.
I don't have anywhere to go.
It's like, if you gotta leave, Salty can sit there.
Yeah, I could produce it. If you want to get out of here, that's fine. I got some work to do later, but I'm good. Yeah, the Godzilla thing looks great.
He's shaking his
I
head.
don't care. Whatever. If he hits
I love it. I love it.
What else do you guys want to talk about? I know we had a couple of subjects.
I just asked the chat. I go, have you seen the Godzilla -1 trailer?
Yes, the Godzilla should be fun.
And
yes.
What do you think?
Bro, we lost Kadish. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. That looks Godzilla is such a funny thing because I like them all. Even the ones everybody's like, that movie sucks. Like, yeah, but
it's Godzilla.
It's
like
fun.
it's not supposed to be like an Oscar-nominated film.
I
Godzilla.
even like the '98 Godzilla. I don't care.
There are so many Godzilla movies that I haven't seen that when I do see them, I think they're on Tubi. There's a whole channel that's dedicated to nothing but Godzilla movies.
Perfect.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I can go there and there's like these weird like puppets being and planes being flown into them. I watched one the other night. I can't remember the name of it. Where they flew like some space plane into Godzilla and it created a black hole that sucked him into the black hole at the end.
Is it animated?
No,
it's live action.
It's a Japanese one.
Puppeteered?
I think so.
Or like when they have the clay animation?
No, it was like he was blasting Tokyo or something.
I watched an anime Godzilla recently on like Netflix or something like that. It was like Planet Godzilla or
yeah,
whatever. It was nuts, dude. Like crazy.
And they have there's these animated versions of Godzilla that are on Netflix. So you're talking
That's
about?
What I just said. Yeah.
Where he's like the size of Mount Everest. He's ginormous.
Just giant. Yeah. It's just nonsense.
And he's so big, he moves in slow motion.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What's with that?
I don't know.
Is that a thing? Is that like a physics thing? Like if you're that big, you have to. You're gonna move.
I mean, if you're
slow?
moving in water, you would slow down a little bit, right?
Yeah, but like that's even a thing with giants and other things.
But also when he's stepping on buildings, it's probably like stepping on a Lego.
Yeah,
so he's got to watch his step.
Why is it slow? Is it slow because it's just so big? It takes so long to get there.
I want to ask.
You also have to factor in that, like, at a certain size, there's air resistance when you're like moving your limbs.
Sure.
And just like Godzilla, something that big coming out of the ocean would cause like a tidal wave that would destroy stuff.
Yeah. Matt, do you have a favorite Godzilla movie?
I don't really have one. No.
Do you not like Godzilla movies?
I'm kind of neutral on
Mr.
them.
Pacific Rim is a terrible movie, guy.
Pacific Rim was a terrible movie.
I liked it.
You're my new best friend.
If you stop and think about that movie for just 2 seconds,
for
just 2 seconds, if you stop and think about Pacific Rim, it falls apart because it's so fucking dumb.
Really?
Yes.
But that's the fun part of it.
Disagree.
Yeah.
like if you just want to see robots fighting giant monsters, it's fine.
Yes,
But if you actually care about stuff like story and character and logic, it's terrible.
No.
It's awful.
It's like,
it reminded me of watching Gundam when I was younger, and an anime that's like that.
Yeah.
Listen, man, the dude takes the kaiju by the tail and fucking throws him into a building, pulls out a sword, and starts whacking him. And then he flies up in the air and like cuts his ass in half.
How do you not like this?
It's like, come on, man.
Because it's stupid.
You're crazy.
Oh, Lord. Are you going on vacation anytime soon? Because we have to watch this movie. We have to watch this
He's getting married pretty soon.
Are you taking time off when you get married?
Yeah, he's got to.
We're going to live stream the wedding.
He's like, I'm going to claim the super chats for that one.
It's like he's got fucking Idris Elba. He's like, we're going to save the apocalypse and shit. He's in both.
Yeah,
I think they continued it either in an animation or a comic book, one of the two.
Yeah, the animated show on Netflix or whatever is not that good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But I don't love Pacific Rim. I even like the second movie. That's not great.
It's not bad, fun. But it doesn't hold up to the first one as well. I don't think so.
No.
I just want to see cool robots fighting.
That's all I want. That's what I told people.
Monsters, robots. As long as it's not spiders.
It's giant robots fighting giant monsters.
Mike.
That's all it is, man.
Mexican Iron Man, $4.99. Also a member of the channel.
Yes.
I think he said Mr. Kadish. Mr. Kadish is wrong. Pacific Rim is a cinematic masterpiece.
Yes.
The thing of dreams from my childhood.
Thank you,
See,
Mikey.
that's it. That's all it is.
I mean, it's okay to like bad movies, but it's a bad freaking movie.
It's not a bad movie.
There are worse movies than that.
No,
awesome.
That statement I agree with. It's okay to like bad movies. That's totally fine.
I mean, my husband still likes Green Lantern. So.
My perfect video game would be a virtual reality version of me being in the cockpit.
Of a kaiju?
Yeah.
What's the mechas or whatever they're
Yeah,
called? I don't know what they're called either.
Yeah.
They're kind of like Gundams, but yeah.
Yeah. But I would love that. And you and I could link
up.
We could link up
and go fight a kid.
Shit.
I would do that. Has anybody made that movie yet? Not movie, but the game.
I don't know.
Somebody.
I don't think there's a game on it. No.
Oh.
Like I know all your secrets and you know all my secrets. It'd be kind of weird. Kind of.
Then cool. You guys would form into one person at some point in the movie.
You think we're
kind of gay?
Kind of gay, whatever.
I don't want to sound queer or nothing, but I totally want to run a robot with you.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Who's going to be the front? Who's going to be the back?
Who's the little spoon?
Who's left and who's right?
Kind of like those horse costumes.
It's like you're right-handed or left-handed.
It's got to be in the back.
Which is it, right or left?
Depends. Are you right or left-handed?
Touch it, don't suck it.
I'm really kind of upset you don't like that movie.
Oh, don't worry about him. He's crazy.
No, I have impeccable taste in movies.
I
within 5 minutes of that movie, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This movie is the dumbest fucking thing ever written.
I would pay to watch him watch that movie just to see the reaction to that movie.
To Robert and Kadish's face, Expendables is winning the poll.
It's so good. I love it.
You are wrong, sir.
So the Expendables, the trailer that came out,
awful.
Do they add people?
Yeah, it's a completely different cast. Yeah, I mean,
and isn't Megan Fox and what's his face like? Isn't there an age gap?
Huge age gap.
But they're together
like
in it.
50
That's kind of
something.
creepy.
Yeah,
it's
a bad movie.
She's a little weird, but
that is an ill-advised movie. Ill-advised. Yeah, it's so.
Highlight that. Chat.
Which one, buddy?
The last one, the Mr. Stevie.
I'm not gay. I have relationships with women and pilot giant robots with men.
Yeah, let's go. I love it.
That Expendables trailer was awful. Like I'm kind of a guilty pleasure guy with the first three. They're a lot of fun. They're very just 80s exploitation.
I had a friend who would rewatch the documentary on the first one continuously on this road trip we were on. Just continuously keep rewatching it.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, those movies are fun. They're definitely fun. And they bring back all your favorite actors from the 80s and 90s.
Isn't Chuck Norris in one of them?
Yeah, Chuck Norris shows up as a cameo in one of them and kicks ass.
That was the second one.
Yeah, I think
Schwarzenegger too.
Schwarzenegger's
and
there.
Van Damme was a bad guy.
Van Damme was a bad guy.
Well, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Van Damme was a bad guy.
Jet Li too, right?
Jet Li was in one of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love the concept of the first few movies.
Mm-hmm.
And now it feels like they're just kind of like.
Well, here's the thing. Now, all of those guys in the first Expendables, which came out in like 2011 or something, now they're all 20 years older.
But now they were old then.
And they're old then. Now they're super old.
Yeah.
What's the catchphrase? Is it like it'll end when they die or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. How old is Randy Couture? He's not that old. Is he like my age?
I think he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
So is this one them handing it off?
It seems that way.
Yeah,
they got 50 Cent and they got Megan Fox for some reason.
I saw 50 Cent. I was like, why 50 Cent?
I think Statham's gonna have to carry
she's affordable, Alex. That's why.
She might be right.
She's a weirdo, man.
She's super weird. But she also doesn't. I'm like,
she's in one of my favorite movies, Jennifer's Body. I really like her in that.
It's a horror movie. That's fine.
But it's Possession. You wouldn't like it.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But they're trying to make her into an action star. Didn't she just star in this stupid action movie recently where she was like a commando or something?
I have no idea.
Like they will die when they're dead.
They'll die when they're dead. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's the tagline.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, the Megan Fox thing was super ill-advised. I was like, oh, this is a weird Megan Fox movie. And then it said Expendables 4, and I was like, oh no, that franchise is dead. That's completely dead now.
It's like
don't even bother.
It's like, come on.
Wait, did you guys see the Transformers movie?
No.
I
don't watch Transformers movies.
No, I haven't watched.
Till they're free on Prime.
I figured you would like them. I mean, robots.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah.
Also, dinosaur robots.
Yeah, dinosaur. And a gorilla robot, right?
Are those dumb too, Matt? Those dumb.
What, the Transformers?
The Transformer movies?
Yeah.
Come on, man, dude. He's actually upset.
Do you like any robot movies?
I don't know. Maybe.
About Iron Giant.
Iron Giant. That's a given, though.
Iron Giant. That's a classic.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
What about the first Transformers?
With Shia LaBeouf?
With Shia LaBeouf.
My favorite moment in the first Transformers movie was when what's that comedian's name? Mac. Bernie Mac was talking to his grandma And she flips him off, and he's like, you so big. It was like that whole car salesman thing was freaking hilarious. The rest of the movie,
I didn't even like the animated Transformers movie, which was.
But that's like in your that's your age, right?
Yeah. When they killed off Optimus Prime, my boy, I couldn't deal with it.
My boy,
your boy.
Yeah, my boy was Optimus Prime.
Oh, so you're like holding a grudge from your childhood?
No. I just think that the first two Transformers movies were enjoyable, but stupid.
Yeah.
And then the other Transformers movies were just stupid.
Oh, Boba Fett.
I was really surprised another one came out. Not straight to streaming either. Actually, in the theaters.
Real Steel was okay. It's basically just Rocky with robots.
Yeah, it's Rocky with robots. I like that movie. That was a good movie. Totally worth watching. If you like robots, go check that movie out. Hugh Jackman and some stupid kid.
I know we were giving Matt crap about Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
I simply cannot take a movie about giant robots fighting giant monsters seriously, and it immediately goes into my popcorn movie category
where you can turn your brain off and just
turn my brain off and have a fun
my favorite Godzilla movie is King of the Monsters, where they literally destroy the planet. Like the planet's
I
gone.
love these legendary movies that are now. I love them. I love them all. They're so fun, and it's just they're dumb as hell. They're dumb as hell.
Do you remember
they're just.
I would love to see a crossover between Transformers and Godzilla.
What could happen?
If Optimus Prime has to kill Godzilla?
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be a sick crossover.
Dang.
Who owns those?
Throw King Kong in there.
Wait, maybe Disney can sell, because Fox owns Transformers, doesn't it?
I think
no, Paramount.
Is it
Have
Paramount?
we reviewed like Kong Skull Island and stuff? We did, right?
Yeah.
Because it had that scene where you like threw that guy against the mountain.
Yes, I think
that was hilarious.
I have to go back and look. I think we reviewed
that's it. Yeah, I think so.
We have reviewed those.
Yeah.
So like when we were gearing up to do Kong versus Godzilla, we sat down. We did Godzilla King of the Monsters and Kong Skull Island and all that stuff.
I like Skull Island. I really liked it. That was a really good one.
It was fun.
Tom Hiddleston in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it that there's a movie a movie studio out there that knows it's just making silly monster movies. Yeah. And I just appreciate that.
It's the same way with like low budget horror movies. It's just people go in it for, it's not really much story to it, just gore and hash and
it's cool to
kind of
see.
deal.
It's cool to see these things brought to life with a bigger budget.
Yeah,
because it's interesting to me. I just like them. I
like going to. I realized because in the last few weeks we've gone to the movies more often than we used to, and I realized how much I miss going to the theaters and getting popcorn and sitting down and watching these. I really regret not seeing Dune Part 1 in theaters, and I'm hoping they bring it back so I can see Part 2.
Have you seen the new trailer for
I
Dune
did.
Part 2? Oh my God, it's so
Wait, there's a new trailer?
There's a new trailer that gives you a little bit more of the story, but like it was phenomenal. Like I finished that trailer, I was like, holy shit.
But I still haven't seen Part 1 yet. I'm waiting. I want to see. I'm hoping they'll bring it back to theaters where I can watch it again. That's a cash grab right there.
It is, but
a week prior, put it in theaters, and then you can go see 2.
I'm with you. I agree. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think any movie that has any big movie that has a sequel like that needs to do that.
Yeah,
like re-release the original.
Because they used to do that with Marvel.
They did.
Yeah,
did they?
When they would have Avengers, they would show like the previous one. You could buy a double feature to go see it. I think they did that also with one other movie Deadpool. You could do a double feature of Deadpool 1 and then it leads into the second one. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't go watch Dune 1 and Dune 2 together. It's one movie.
Oh, I wouldn't watch together.
I mean, that was my biggest problem with Dune 1. Is like I love the movie, but I don't think I graded it, right? Wasn't that the movie I said I'm not giving it a grade because
you've only seen half
I've only seen half a movie.
Yeah.
I can't give it a grade yet. I think that was what I did. So, yeah.
Christopher Walken plays the Emperor Shannon the Fourth.
That'll be awesome. I can't wait.
Is he okay? Does he go full Christopher Walken though?
Oh, I don't know if he goes full Christopher Walken, but he was very Christopher Walken.
Oh man! All right, so we're gonna polish up the stream, guys. Yeah, come on in, babe. We're gonna get the heck out of here. Thank you all so much for your support. Really appreciate it. All of the people who super chatted today. We're gonna run down the gauntlet real quick. The Gilk Man, thank you, sir, for the $9.99. Bob Dorsey, of course, $30.60 if you go to Bob Dorsey's for $30, $60 from Bob Dorsey. Thank you, sir. Foxhound, $4.99. Missile Tickle Trunk, twice for $5. That's $10 total. And Mexican Iron Man for $5. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel. We really appreciate it. Be here every week, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific time for us to talk about the most recent movie that we watched in theaters. It's kind of what we reserve this live stream for, is like we go to the theater over the weekend, check things out, then we come in and we talk about it as a whole, try to catch the algorithm a little bit, but also talk about something that's brand new instead of the classic stuff that we do for the S&P. Really looking forward to August Bites. Did I say something funny?
No, Chris, you can always take your tail on the plane. It's something Christopher Walken said to somebody else.
I really like the Dune.
I might take that out of the movie for me, man. I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to separate that. But anyway,
the Dune movie.
I have a fever. The only prescription is more spice.
More spice. Yeah,
I'm the emperor.
That's gonna be super weird. All right, everybody. It's been 2 hours. Thank you all so much for watching the show. Stay salty, my friends. Catch you next week.